Hi, friends. Welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you. Yours truly. That's Danny Marang to my left. Casey Smith on the ones and twos, the beats over there. Fam Bam back together. Happy little Tuesday, everybody. Oh, baby.
I just had the realization. This movie came out before you were born.
This was a classic in my household.
Oh, God. That hurts.
I grew up on Looney Tunes, so.
That's fair.
But the Seal version instead of the Stevie version was just chef's kiss.
It is. It's here. Better.
Oh, stop. The guy wrote the song.
I will.
Bob Seger wrote Turn the Page. Metallica did it better.
I will not take any Steve Miller Band slander around here.
Metallica covered Turn the Page?
Yeah,
that's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty good.
I would say 9 Inch Nails did Hurt, but Johnny Cash did it better.
9 Inch Nails did it better.
Bob Dylan wrote All Along the Watchtower. Give it to Hendrix.
Give it to Hendrix.
Was it Red Red Wine? Neil Diamond, UB40?
Yeah.
Neil Diamond wrote that song.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Little factoid for you.
There's quite a few like massive songs that are covers.
Feeling All Right was written by Traffic. That's a Joe Cocker song. With a Little Help from My Friends, written by Paul McCartney and John Lennon. That's a Joe Cocker song from the Wonder Years.
It's crazy.
He also did She Came In Through the Bathroom Window by the Beatles that McCartney wrote. That's a Joe Cocker song.
Eddie Van Halen did one of Michael Jackson's songs, and Quincy was like, you want to sign the contract for this.
Oh, yeah,
and he's flat out says, he's like, no, I just like doing the music.
Van Halen, Eddie is the guitar player on
Bad,
I think.
I think it's on Bad.
Beat It.
Beat It.
Is
Thank
it Beat
you.
It?
I
Okay,
knew
yeah.
it was that era.
Yeah.
And Slash is Black or White.
Yeah.
I believe Slash is the guitar player.
Eddie
on
did
Black
it for
or
free,
White.
no royalties.
Yeah, I think he just did it for free.
Quincy's like, you're gonna want royalties. He's like, no, then it becomes work. That's the story. That's the story
dope.
he told. He goes, no, I want to do it. I just like doing this because if I get money for it, then it becomes work. I'm like, so you're one of the 5 greatest guitar players of all time, and you have one of the biggest songs of the last 100 years.
I had a moment last night watching sports that I forgot that I work in sports.
Oh?
Isn't that the greatest feeling? Kind of what you just said about Eddie Van Halen there?
You're just there.
Yeah, man, dude. Like, obviously, we'll get into this Wemby situation for a lot of our day today, but, dude, I switched over to the hockey game a little bit. Well, I didn't switch over. I pulled the hockey game up on my laptop.
Twas a Game 7.
And I'm watching the Sabres fans get their hearts ripped out in front of them. By the way,
Buffalo fans.
losing Game 7 in overtime in hockey has got to be brutal at home. It's got to be absolutely brutal because it's walk-off. There's no other sport. Well, soccer probably. There's no other sport where you can walk off in front of a home crowd, in front of being the away team.
Yeah.
So Montreal's just like, yeah, we did it! And nobody is celebrating for you. Like, that's brutal. I switched over to the Mariners game, and I watched Cole Emerson get his first hit in Major League Baseball.
3-run dinger?
Which was a 3-run dinger. I was like, dude, this is awesome. I actually watched Kendrick Perkins on TV last night.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I know we're going to get into the game and delivery.
Get in whenever we want.
But
It's free, dude. I'm on vacation after tomorrow. I'm literally wherever you want to go, brother.
did you have the feeling when Wemby pulled? When he pulled the 30-footer?
I thought he was going to miss it.
Bro, the huevos. He knows. There's zero hesitation. He's like, I'm walking into this. And the fact that it was almost in the exact same spot as Curry's double bang that you rip. Did you feel the life leave the arena?
Yes.
God, that's awesome.
It left me too.
What's a better feeling in sports? Hitting the shot at home or silencing 20,000 people?
Oh, I think I'd rather hit the shot at home. I want that instant grat.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Dame getting dogpiled was pretty dope.
I want that.
But being able to be the villain like that?
That's the hate in your heart versus the love in my heart.
Because, I mean, then he goes over to the bench and Superman poses and emotes.
Dude.
Woo!
Dude, they cut back to it and like Kelly Olynyk is pointing at
the
him.
behind him look at the bench. Every one of them look like professional basketball players. All looked at like children seeing Michael Jordan in person for the first time.
And it was like Mason Plumlee and Kelly Olynyk, who are bigs that have been in the league for a long time.
And then Carter Bryant, who's a little baby. And it was like, if I'm Wemby, I'm getting that over-the-shoulder look turned into like a, 20,000 pixel photo, the highest resolution with me kind of blurred in the foreground and them all highlighted in the background. Because that, again, NBC screwed up a lot in that broadcast last night.
Agreed. The audio was weird in
the first
half.
quarter, dude. It was miserable. The 2K camera for long stretches, including overtime. What are you doing?
The weird,
wire cam.
Oh, I hated that.
You want to do that every now and then? I'm okay with that. Let's spice it up. You do not touch that camera in overtime unless it's a replay.
Yep. And it's weird. Like, I know a lot of people don't really care for Reggie Miller on broadcast.
I thought Reggie was awesome last night.
And I love Reggie. I'm biased. He's my favorite player of all time. I think he brings...
He cares about the game.
I think he brings something to the color commentary that a lot of guys don't do. But even him, and dare I say, Mike Tirico.
Tirico was pissing me off last night, calling him by the flagrants.
Were a little fanboys last night. And Reggie can be that because that's kind of his job as the two. But Tirico's maybe the best one in the game, and he's just like, I don't know what to say, guys. This is amazing. You left Tirico speechless. And that's Mike Tirico.
It's one of the single best performances in the history of the game.
For a crappy weekend of sports, they sure smiled on me last night.
Double overtime. You saw SGA have 1 day. 1 day. And that's it. The mantle has been passed.
The fourth coolest thing, because I'll give Colt Emerson some love because I'm really high on him to be the future shortstop for the Mariners. The fourth coolest sports thing that happened last night, well, maybe not cool depending on who you are, is taking a no-no into the ninth and losing on a walk-off. Like, that happened last night as well.
That's crazy.
It's a brutal, brutal evening of sports, or an amazing, and I'm going to lie, in the amazing world.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not an Angels fan. I think Zach Neto's highly overrated as a player.
Wow. A little walk-off, and you're not giving it to him, huh?
No, I'm not. But, boy, that was fun.
I was sitting there watching the game with
the
Tiff
A's
last
broadcast. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
The A's broadcast. She goes. I can't remember her name. She goes, it's a drive. It's back there. Clark at the wall. And it's a 3-run homer, and the Angels win. I was like, oh, dang, you feel it too.
It's painful. But, I mean, I'm sitting there watching the game with Tiff last night, and she's watched a couple Spurs games with me outside of just the playoffs, so she knows how crazy I am about Wemby. And she's watching him early in the game when he stumbles backwards into the dunk, and she was like, what? I'm like, watch this again. And she's just like, she's like, he looks like a baby. How old is he? I'm like, he's 22. He's 22.
Hearing you talk about that, I heard Sprague talk about his daughters watching the game with him. My wife watching the game with me last night could care less.
Oh, really?
That is my wife in a nutshell.
I mean, we're doing wedding prep, so she was, scrolling through it, wedding dresses and stuff like that, because it's that time. But every time he did, like, when he hit the pull-up 3, I went silent. I just went, that's all I had. I couldn't, nothing. Normally I'll get some kind of reaction. I was so stunned by it. And she was like, what? And I was like, and then I just lost it.
Usually when I'm screaming expletives at the TV, whether it's positive or negative, the wife kind of turns and is like, oh, what's going on? Because she's not heavy sports, but she watches a lot
Something
with me.
cool happens.
She watches a lot
look over
with
and
me.
watch the replay.
And I couldn't break her concentration. Now, she was working on a big project for work, but I could not garner her attention. She could care less about I was like, babe, this Wembanyama guy is amazing. She was like, I've heard of him. Like, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Dynamite drop in, Monty.
There you go.
At broadcasting school's really paid off.
When Tiff really got locked in, was when Harper got hit in the face, and they go to the replay, and she saw the first one, and she's like, oh, that's kind of flopping, and then she saw SGA's fist hammer Harper in the nose. She goes, oh no, poor baby.
The maternal instinct kicked in.
Oh, they kicked in. So is he okay? Does that happen?
He got hit twice.
Oh yeah, Caruso got him.
Poor
and then
guy.
SGA got him. It was hilarious because the Thunder fans are sitting there going, oh, he's overselling it. If Mark Dagnall complains about one more flagrant call, I'm going to stuff him in a cannon and shoot him into the sun. That team, that coach, shut the hell up.
I like Mark D.
Oh, he's a great coach.
I think he's great.
He's sitting there going, review it for the most asinine things.
Well, also, I mean, you could tell that even though this is going to, I still think this is going to be a long series. You could tell the juice on game 1 was that important.
Out of the gate.
Was that important.
And the crazy thing was, guess who was ready? Not the Thunder.
The Spurs were ready.
That's the crazy thing about that. They went into one of the craziest buildings in the league and said, "Shut up and sit down."
It's a good crowd in OKC.
Oh,
They've done a great job.
It's one of the
down
5
there.
best. It's one of the 5 best. It is. I hate that they pipe in all the noise, but San Antonio and OKC are 2 of the best crowds in the league. They are. That's what's going to make the juice of that series even more if these games stay competitive. Is that part of the reason that game was so awesome in the end when Wemby hits that pull up is that it was so loud and then it went.
Well, because at that point I thought the game was over.
Yeah.
And that's why. Wemby hits that and you're like, oh goodness, it's time to go home.
There's so many. We've spent the first 12 minutes basically doing sports, but like
No,
there's
it's okay.
so much to get into this
Yes.
game. It is absolutely bonkers.
And before getting into the X's and O's, and we will start the show there. There were just a lot of things that I compared myself to in this. You know, in the Big Nooner, I want to have a conversation with you about watching stars on TV. I felt this way with Messi over the weekend playing the Timbers, and Wemby definitely showed it last night. But there was a moment that I watched J-Dub, who I thought was really good last night. At the end of the first quarter, he looked up to the sky and just kind of went, because they were going to go to a second overtime, and I looked at J-Dub and I was like, I feel you, buddy. I'm right there with you. I was exhausted at the end of the game in a good way. But again, it was one of those moments where I started to realize I am no longer doing this for work. You know?
Yeah,
like I'm just watching an awesome basketball game.
I mean, look, you know how much of a basketball guy I am. That's where I was.
Yeah.
It was pure basketball ecstasy.
It's a little out-of-body experience.
And that's what the league need. Guess what they did? They let the basketball talk for itself.
I agree.
With the exception of the replays, for the love. And again, I want to give Zach Zarba credit because he got them all right.
He did.
For my money, he's the best ref in the league. He's the best with the players. He's the best with the calls. He's the best with game flow.
The kickball from Chet, he got right. The no flagrants, he got right.
Yep. Nailed everything. Everything. So that part of it, again, too many reviews. The Wemby Caruso flagrant, my God.
I think they just want to get it right. The refs felt.
That's
felt.
Dagnall just over and over and over and over twirling his finger.
So Danny hates Dagnall now.
I think he's a great coach, but he whines. And I texted you too. That team hacks.
They do.
They get away, and this is not me complaining about it. They grab, smack, slap, hit, and like the shot that Chet ended up blocking at the end of the overtime. Watch Cason Wallace. He hits Wemby's hands 3 times. Then Caruso hits his hands. And you can see Wemby like losing the ball as he's going up because he's got his arms and hands smacked 4 times before he gets there. It's like, I don't want to see calls, but it's like, damn, they really do smack a ton.
How many replays of Wemby doing something awesome in the paint did I go look and there's Chet holding his arm down, holding his other arm down? I was like, dang, dude. Really getting away with this.
To be fair to Chet, Wemby was bear hugging him on the glass.
But Mitch Johnson pulled some of that stuff too, calling timeouts when the ball was clearly going to go out of bounds off them.
Timeout on Harper, cinema.
Calling for a sub to make sure that replay gets triggered. It's not against the rules.
Nope.
But it's a little like if Mark D is going to play that way, Mitch Johnson's going to play this way.
Ride the edge. I like it.
Oakley Dokley, we got a fantastic show for you today on this Tuesday. It's a free consultation Tuesday, so we can help you out with any needs you might need in your life, sports, personal, work, love, whatever it might be. We'll do that at 12:15. Some college football to get to in the 11 o'clock hour, but we'll start with what we've been already yelling about. The Game 1 of Western Conference Finals, maybe one of the best playoff games I've ever seen in my life. Definitely a build-up for one of the best matchups I've ever seen in my life. And did we just see the greatest player I've ever seen in my life? A lot to get to. This is The Firm on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. $10.19 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live, baby, from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day, including free consultation in the Big Nooner. You can also jump on the YouTube page. 105.1 The Fan is your channel. Like, subscribe, jump in the chat, but be nice to each other over there. The San Antonio Spurs defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder 122-115 to take a series lead at 1-0. Do not let that scoreline fool you. The game was a lot closer than this, at least in the end of the game. A lot of tired bodies out there. What do we always say, Danny? Series don't get spicy till a road team wins. Well, let's just start right away.
Just make sure we season this thing right out the gate.
Look, and we'll address the elephant in the room right away. Victor Wembanyama finishes with 41 points. He's 14 of 25, 1 of 2 from downtown, and one of those that make being probably the shot of the game. 12 of 13 from the free throw line, 24 rebounds, 3 blocks. It is probably a top 5 playoff performance of all time.
Yes.
And I know that there are the numbers that equate him to the last time since Charles Barkley, the first time since Wilt Chamberlain. But there are moments.
This is up there with Giannis's 50-point finals ceiling win.
Some Michael performances out there.
This is Braun Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the 40-20 in your first conference finals game when you are the most sought after presumed star that we've had in the league since Braun. And to show up like that
on a night in which your competitor gets the trophy that you want.
Yes. SGA gets his MVP award before the game. Oh, and by the way, your starting point guard's out. And you've got a rookie point guard.
That was an interesting development for me. I learned that about an hour before the game.
Everybody did. They kept that under the gun.
And I'll tell you what, dare I say that De'Aaron Fox might have been more valuable on the bench than he would have been on the court. And not to take away, I like De'Aaron Fox a lot. He's a very, very good player. But letting Dylan Harper shine in that moment and having a vet on the bench that could kind of keep morale up and talk to people when they needed to was very, very valuable. Again, I think you would love the depth of having him as a starter and bringing Dylan Harper off the bench. But I don't think we can walk away from this Wemby thing without crediting Dylan Harper as well.
Oh, Dylan Harper was the second best player on the floor last night. And that, well, it's not true. He was the third best player on the floor last night.
Because Alex Caruso existed.
But Dylan Harper was better than SGA.
He was.
By orders of magnitude. Dylan Harper was a dude last night. Dylan Harper was a complete monster. Defensively, a rookie who, for the most part, rookies just suck and blow at the same time defensively. They don't have the ability they just don't have the experience to know. And you can have all the natural, like
we saw it with Donovan in the playoffs this year against Wemby. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Like you can look at a guy like Cooper Flagg, who's just unbelievable defender, and his ability to defend already is so far and above rookies. It's out of this world. LeBron James was like this. Like there's a few guys who can do both. can be an offensive output engine and be good defensively. But for the most part, rookies are going to suck on the defensive end. They just are because they just don't have the experience. They don't have the strength. They don't have the knowledge base to know how guys are going to attack them. You're trusting Dylan Harper on SGA. You're trusting Dylan Harper on Jalen Williams. And you know what? You feel fine. You feel fine. Was there any point in time where Julian Champagnie is on SGA or Jalen Williams and you're like, ugh, crap. I don't like this matchup. Was Steph Castle on anybody like, ugh, I don't like this matchup?
There's so many interesting aspects of this game in terms of who came forward and who didn't, okay? I didn't think Champagnie had a good shooting night last night. Vassell was creating a little bit.
Big threes when you needed them.
For sure. Keldon Johnson was fantastic last night, I thought. Carter Bryant's defense came to play. Again, another rookie who stepped up to the light. But even if you flip it on its head to Oklahoma City, look, we mentioned it. Alex Caruso had the game of his life. He could not miss. He actually was okay guarding Vic.
Well,
okay.
You're doing what you know. I thought back to Dallas, Miami in the NBA Finals when Carlisle put Beret on LeBron, because when you're big and you're dribbling up high, which Braun's 6'9", he dribbles up high. He's not a guy that stays super low to the floor. Kevin Durant, guys that bothered KD, you know, they did that to the Cavs did that to KD. They put somebody smaller on KD.
Put Delly out there?
Yeah, you put Delly on. It was the exact same thing, because what happens is when you're that big, the travel is hard. I'm not talking about like the actual like travel like call. I'm talking the travel for the ball. It's a long distance to dribble, and now you've got to get low. And when you've got to get low at 7'6", what does that take away? Well, now you got to get back up to get your shot up. So you got to protect. You got to get a little lower. You got to get a little more controlled, and that slows you down. And it allows a double team to come because you got to turn your back. So I understand why they did that. But real quick, hello, Chet Holmgren. Chet, you around? Where you at, bud?
Yeah, I think he had 5 points at halftime.
He took one shot in the first half?
One shot, and it was a three, and he made it, I think.
It's like, bro, where are you? And it wasn't just offensively, defensively. Where are you?
And that's where I will kind of push back a little bit that as amazing as the Spurs were last night, OKC's not out of this. Chet was MIA minus that huge block in overtime. And SGA was 7 of 23 and 2 of 7 from downtown. And missing shots he shouldn't have missed. Kind of open looks, passes when he should have passed. It was a very uncharacteristic SGA game from my point of view. It
was, but it's also the Wemby effect. And I tweeted it out last night. I think it was either SGA or it was J-Dub. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. They turned the corner off of a DHO left to right coming down the right slot, and you could see he wanted to get all the way to the rim, and he changed his footwork. Like he almost stubbed his toe because he's like, I can't get there. I can't get to where I want to. And instead of like going up for a comfortable mid-range, it was this kind of push floater that he didn't want to put up. And it was just like, you could see an all-star, all-NBA caliber player recalculate all of his decisions in a split second because Wemby existed. And that's what I keep trying to hammer home to everybody else when you're like, well, you know, SGA is the MVP. And it's like, brother, we're watching MVP candidates, MVP winners, all-stars, all NBA guys look at him and go, I don't know what to do with this.
Denny Avdia, Anthony Edwards,
SGA. They just
Chet Holmgren.
I have talked to guys after they have played him, and they're just like, you have to change. The geometry of the game just changes.
I mean, even Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Who's a monster.
And I love that you bring up Rudy Gobert. We'll take a quick break, and we come back. We'll keep talking about this. Some other little nuggies to notice, and some more praise on Vic, and talking about the continuation of this series and where they go from here. Because as cool as last night was, it ain't over yet. More Game 1 from the Western Conference Final. We'll toss it to Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, it's NBA Conference Championship week here on the Fan as the San Antonio Spurs, they took Game 1 against SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Final in that one was 122-115 as Victor Wembanyama He led the way for San Antonio, finishing with 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in the double overtime thriller for Game 1. Tonight at 5 p.m., we get the matchup in the Eastern Conference as the New York Knicks will host Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland comes into the contest on a short rest after their Game 7 matchup versus Detroit on Sunday, as the Knicks come into the contest as 7.5-point betting favorites. Your Portland Fire picked up their second win of the season, taking down the Connecticut Sun 83-82. Bridget Carlton and Sarah Ashley Barker both finishing with 18 points as they led the second half push for the Fire. And the NHL Final Four is officially set as the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime Monday night. Montreal will take on Tom Dunnan's Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference, and over in the West, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Knights will get things in action at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, some lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of prime time with
You know, across my timeline last night, I had a fan base completely melt down, and it wasn't San Antonio or Oklahoma City. We'll get to that in a moment here, but kind of some little news and nuggies more about this game. Some interesting things I thought. Let's start from an attitude perspective, Danny. I think something that makes SGA very, very good and why he is a two-time MVP is he is a very calm, collected guy in the moment. And I feel like Oklahoma City is also that way. They're very team-oriented. They pass the ball. Mark D's got a real great culture going on there. But they don't get out of their skis a lot in terms of being pompous or pumping up the crowd. You saw J-Dub a little bit last night be like, come on, guys, get in this. But they're very cool, calm, collected. The Spurs, on the other hand, Steph Castle's got some fire in his breath. Wemby is starting to flex some pomp there as well.
Emoting on the bench was S-tier stuff.
Is there any concern that could bite San Antonio later on in the series?
No.
Because they're that good?
They're that good. The thing is, I don't think they know they're that good yet. I think they're starting to realize it.
Having confidence is one thing, but not realizing how good you are is a whole nother thing.
You know what's not being talked about right now? Remember all last year what we got hit with how young the Thunder are, how young the Thunder are, how young the Thunder are.
Wemby is how old again?
22. The starting lineup last night, the oldest guy on the floor is 24.
It's the youngest lineup in a Western Conference Finals history, or a conference finals history.
Yeah, which means it's younger than who? The Thunder last year.
Oh, who were pretty good last year.
So for all of the Thunder are so young, the Thunder are so young. This is what I was talking about when everybody kept talking about the Thunder and the Thunder and the Thunder and the Thunder and the Thunder. I'm like, do you guys not see what's happening in San Antonio? The way they played last year, I was like, this is coming. This is happening. Then they got Harper, and I just went, oh, for the love of God, he's going to be really good. You knew Castle was going to be better. And I've thought since I saw Wemby the first time I ever saw him in person, that guy, if he stays healthy, is the best player on the face of the planet. He can just do stuff that nobody in the history of this game has ever done. And they're starting to for all of the Steph Castle's really good, Dylan Harper's really good, De'Aaron Fox is really good, like how good that team is. There is no better summation of dudes knowing a dude when they see it than when Wemby hit the emote. Mm-hmm. When he put his hands on his hips and stood there and did a little Superman pose, you had longtime pros looking at him just different.
Like Jesus. Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee.
They were looking at him like
I can't believe I get to sit here right now and watch this.
And these are guys who have seen it. Mm-hmm. And this is what I try to tell people when, the first time the Blazers played them, every single one of those guys, when I talked to them afterwards, were incredulous. These are guys that they have always been the dude. Even when they get to the NBA, they're like, Jeremy Grant averages 20 a game. Anthony Simons averages 20 a game. Like, most guys in the league don't average a 20-piece. Like, if you're averaging 20 a game in the league, you're stamped. You're nice. And those guys were just sitting there like, I've never seen anything like it. And when you have guys who are in the 0.0001% of the world at something say that I've never seen anything like this, you are literally, we were talking about before the show, we have gone from the arguable GOAT in LeBron James after Jordan. Normally there's a transition period of a couple years and you're trying to figure out, we've been talking about who's going to be the face of the league, who's going to be the face of the league. It's done.
Ooh, I might be done.
It's done. And you're like, oh, it's just one game. No. As long as that dude is playing basketball, it's done.
Wait till Jalen Brunson has 35 tonight and ESPN tries to tell me that it's a close second to Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I know.
Who do we think out of the East gives them a tougher challenge?
Neither. I think it's the Cavs because Mobley.
Yeah, because they have more
Jared Allen.
And Jared Allen
is the only hope you have. But what, are you going to put Cat on Vic?
Well, you got Mitchell Robinson there, too.
Sure.
Oh, they'll play Mitch off the floor.
A text that I want to read real quick. Are we worried at all about Wemby's endurance moving forward? He played far above his average minutes. Are we worried at all? And I want to caveat that with an extra thing. When you do look, and this is why I cannot count the Thunder out. Now, I liked the Thunder in this series. I'm a little waning on that after last night, but I don't want to be recency bias. When you look at the studs, again, not having De'Aaron Fox is tough. Champagny, 44, Wembanyama, 49. Devin Vassell put in 51-minute shift last night. Steph Castle, 49. Dylan Harper, 47. Those are your starters. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got 22 from Keldon Johnson off the bench and 14. only 2 guys on the Thunder were over 40 minutes. That's how deep they are. And that's why
also,
I would.
guys weren't working.
And I want to get to that in a second, too. And that's something that I think will keep Oklahoma City in this series.
Yeah, Dagnall was pulling levers.
He really was.
He pulled Ihart fast. He pulled Dort fast.
And J-Dub was really, really good last night. But how's that hammy feeling after playing 37 minutes? Yes.
Late in the overtime, he reached down. You could tell it was bothering him. And I was like, oh, please don't let that be a thing. Please don't let that be a thing.
And now they're worried about his other hamstring because of the compensation situation.
Because he's had the other hamstring before, too.
I want to get to the Hartenstein situation, okay? We kind of killed Donovan Clingan, and I would like to officially write an apology to Donovan Clingan. It's just been shown. It's not a DC thing. It's not a Hartenstein thing. It's not a Rudy Gobert thing. The traditional center in the NBA, the traditional center in the Western Conference of the NBA for my entire life, outside of maybe Shaq, nobody is guarding Victor Wembanyama.
It's why I said with Clingan.
4 minutes in the game, and Mark D was like, get that guy out of here.
Got to go. To bring it back to the Blazers, Donovan, if they're going to compete with that team, Donovan has to be Brook Lopez.
That's what you said yesterday.
He has to be Brook Lopez. He has to when you see Wemby did not Alex Caruso had 31. Go watch how many threes he took that were wide open. Guess what the math was? I don't care. You're not getting in the paint. SGA, you're not getting in the paint. J-Dub, you're not getting in the paint. AJ Mitchell, you're not getting in the paint. None of you are getting in the paint. We will let Alex Caruso have the game of his life. You are not getting in the paint.
And the thought would be, what is a big man that can handle Wemby? Your best option, honestly, is in this series, and it's Chet Holmgren, and he just can't do it.
I think we are missing the fact that we've talked about it a lot. The best three-pointing shooting center plays where?
In Denver.
No, he plays in New York currently.
Yeah, Cat.
And
okay.
The Knicks are currently shooting as a team.
I just never consider him a center.
Ridiculously.
Sure.
The Knicks are shooting very well. Could that be a problem for the Spurs? Maybe, but Wemby's just.
If Cat wants to sit out there, they just put their 4 on him.
Yeah,
they just put Harrison on him.
And I just think Harper and Castle are gonna make Jalen Brunson's life a living hell.
No, but it's a fun little match. Like Mobley's the guy. Mobley's the guy because he can put the ball on the floor.
And Jared Allen is that physical guy who will put shoulders in your chest.
They've got 2 guys that can really, really wear on you. I'll tell you what.
Up.
Where the Thunder struck, there you go, like that.
When it's cold,
was the
in the middle of the reign of terror. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was letting you go. It was turnovers. They were when Cornette was on the floor. They amped the pace up. And that's when they started getting runs. And Mitch Johnson was like, crap, we can't play Cornette. Because when the Thunder goes small, if they turn you over, and Steph Castle, for the love of God, hold on to the ball. 11 turnovers. He loves James Harden right now. Thank you for that NBA record.
Yeah, it got real sloppy in the end. I think a lot of that is attrition. I think it's guys just being gassed. And
it wasn't early. It wasn't just early. They had a lot of turnovers late. They had turnovers early in the game that really killed them. But the Thunder, going back to where they struggled, you know how many points in the paint they had? This is a double overtime game. Let's get some guesses. How many points in the paint? The Thunder scored 115 points. How many of them were in the paint?
When you say it that way, it makes me think less than 30.
I'm going to guess 40.
He's under, so you lose, but you're closest. 38. 38 points in the paint. 38 to 52.
You can put it on the ball.
And I think that's what's going to be really fascinating about this series going forward. And we'll swing back around in the Big Nooner and talk a little more Wembanyama. I think what's fascinating about this is that you had so many things go like you thought it would. Okay, Dylan Harper playing well, Wembanyama playing well, J-Dub and that depth of Oklahoma City playing well. And then you had things that didn't go well. Steph Castle turning the ball over a lot.
Spurs couldn't hit threes on volume.
No De'Aaron Fox. Not a big bench contribution outside of the 3 guys that did play. Chet Holmgren being MIA on offense.
21 total turnovers for the Spurs.
SGA in the most inefficient game I've ever seen from him. And it was still double overtime and down to the wire. So
there's room for both teams.
I always look at this, and you know I bitch about this a lot. The road team just won Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
They're not going to come in like.
What does that always tell me? That always tells me the road team will get blown out in Game 2. It's tied 1-1. It's some fundamental issue I have with the NBA is it's so predictable. I don't think that exists here.
Guess who has to make
If the Cavs win tonight, the Knicks will blow them out in Game 2. Mark that down.
Well, you usually
I don't
see
think that happens in this series.
When road teams win Game 1, who has to make the adjustments?
The home team.
And so they're making the adjustments at home, and now as the road team, you're going to react. That's why you want to get Game 1, because now you're putting the pressure on, not just winning, obviously, but you're putting the pressure on them, and they've got to show you their hand because they're coming into this series. The Thunder were stone cold chilling, remember? They took care of business. They knew who they were playing, and they did all the work beforehand. They did all their pre-series scouts. They know the stuff that they're going to throw.
It was set up perfectly for them.
Yes. So now they play the first game, and they go, I mean, AC did pretty well on Wemby, but then you go, he had 40. Hey, Chet, not just offensively, defensively, you need to be there.
And then on paper, you also look and said, I had Alex Caruso guarding Victor Wembanyama. That's a problem.
It's a rough look. It's
okay.
a rough look.
It's a good switch.
It's a good switch, but
that can't be your base.
That can't be the matchup.
Like, that's the thing. What in both overtimes, what ended up happening? Steph Castle threw a dime to a outside hand Wemby where he was turning his shoulders and rolling, and he just took one step and dunked.
Quarterback can cover 3 over a linebacker, man. It's just let me dish.
The lob.
Shoulders move, I throw it up.
Did you see where Wemby caught the lob? Top of the box.
While he was turning.
Who's going to go get that?
Also,
I can tell you right now, it ain't Alex Caruso.
Also, Caruso isn't on the floor for 32 minutes if he doesn't have 31 points.
No, the offense is what.
That's what kept him on the floor.
Dagnall was going for, is like, because they knew that Wemby's just going to play off, and he's like, well, AC's hot. I got to ride him.
Hot hand.
Yep.
I think SGA will come back in this series. I think Chet will play better in this series. My number one concern, as someone who picked the Thunder, is can J-Dub stay healthy? It's a lot of minutes on that body that's not fully healthy.
Yeah.
And he proved last night, if SGA and Chet have a better offensive performance than they did last night, but they don't have J-Dub, they don't have a chance. No. They need the three-headed monster. They have to have it. They have to.
And then one of their bench guys, whether it's Caruso, whether it's Joe, whether it's McCain, or a
Casey
combination.
Wallace
Casey
had
Wallace,
a great game.
Yeah.
It probably needs some more buckets out of Jared McCain.
Yeah.
Definitely Jared McCain. Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that Dagnall has a lot of levers to pull. So this thing isn't cooked. It's nothing like that. I think this is going to be a great series, but I don't, as much as the Thunder have levers to pull, so do the Spurs. I don't think you saw the best Spurs team you've ever seen there.
We'll swing back around to this on the Big Nooner, also free consultation in that hour as well, talking about superstars and how we watch them on TV. A little caveat from this game, some repercussions of it. I saw one fan base completely melt down, and it wasn't OKC in San Antonio. That's in my backyard. The Blazers. How you feeling about this series right now? We'll go there next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
Coming up in hour number deuce, we'll get to a little baseball and some college football news and nuggies. Pauly Market has the odds-on favorite for the National Coach of the Year in college football. And, buddy, you will never guess who this is. So we'll have some fun in hour number 2, plus web gems. But it was something that was interesting, Danny, that caught my eye. When I got done watching the game last night, I was like folding some laundry and doing some stuff, and I had some baseball on. And then I laid down and started, doom scrolling. And the sentiment over at Rib City Reddit was some of the most doom and gloom I have ever seen in my life. And I'll even read some texts on the fan text line. This series makes me really glad the Blazers decided to choose playoff experience. Nowhere near enough meaning more picks, or that doesn't help the Thunder. Where was another? Good thing the Blazers try to win instead of tanking for Wemby or Harper. And look, I totally understand that thought. However, we sit here, and as Wembanyama looks to be absolutely dominant, you can see that the Thunder still have a chance in this series against maybe the best player in the world.
Did LeBron win every title?
No.
Okay. Did we get Kobe versus LeBron in the finals?
Never once.
The inevitability of stuff does not happen very often in the NBA. Despite, the best teams winning, it doesn't always happen.
You can still, look, I understand when you watch Victor Wembanyama and you saw this Blazer team take them on in the playoffs, and outside of Wemby bonking his face on the floor, you got kind of owned. There is still a path to beat San Antonio.
Yeah.
Now, if they decide to move De'Aaron Fox, which I think they will, and reload and retool there, get a free agent signing, get mixed in with a Giannis, or however they want to continue to grow, if they think they need to grow, there's still going to be a blueprint to beat them. Okay, when the Warriors were stacked, they got beat.
The death lineup, arguably the best lineup in
Heatles.
Modern basketball history, got knocked off by LeBron and Kyrie.
The Heatles lost 2 NBA Finals of their 4, so it's possible. Look, does it feel crappy that the Blazers were 1 ping pong ball number away from Wembanyama? Yeah. Is it crappy that they got Dylan Harper and Steph Castle? Yeah, it is. Is it crappy that the Blazers got Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson while somebody else got something awesome? Yes, it is. But there's still a path to beat San Antonio. It's still basketball. This is what I said at the beginning of the year about baseball. Oh, the Dodgers. Oh, they're just the new evil empire. They're just going to spend all this money. Yeah. But you still got to play baseball. And again, last time I checked, the Blue Jays took them to extra innings in Game 7.
Yeah. For all of that, you still have to go doing things. And look, this is not to say it's going to happen. Let's say the Blazers trade Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant, and their picks back to Milwaukee for Giannis. And they come out next year with Dame, 2, Denny, Giannis, and Donovan.
It's not a bad starting 5. I like that starting 5 than whatever the Lakers are going to put out there. Is KD done in Houston? I probably like that lineup better than that.
And you're sitting there going, well, Denny, Giannis, Donovan's not a great shooting.
What's Denver going to do? What's Minnesota going to do? I am not a pro Giannis guy in this town, but that's a better lineup than maybe everyone in the West outside of 1 and 2 seeds.
Like if that's your starting lineup and you've got depth behind it, you've got, Drew, Scoot, insert whoever here, you're a 3 seed. If you're healthy, you're a 3. Hell, you might push it hard in the regular season. You might end up as a 2 seed. And if you're a top...
Yeah, SGA goes down for a month. Wemby goes down for a month. Yeah.
There's no world... if you tell me, again, is it going to happen? Probably not. But I know from talking to people over the last couple of days, the Blazers are going to push very hard for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And I can tell you that this being maybe the most polarizing and biggest offseason, dare I say, in Trailblazers history, after we see whatever they do this offseason, then I can start to hear those conversations. If a big-time player is not landed and this team kind of runs it back a little bit next year, then I can start listening to that comment.
I'll tape the $100 bill to the wall. They're not. They're not running this.
I understand that.
Blazers won 42 games. What gives you 12 more games to get you that 3 seed where the Nuggets are at 54 wins?
Definitely a Giannis and Dame can do that.
You add Giannis and Dame to this team, and they give you 65 games apiece. You're winning 54 games.
Now, I still want to see the type of player we're getting with Dame back, and I do want to see what Giannis looks like next year because he had, it's been a little all over the place the last few years.
You know what?
But If you make that move and it still doesn't work, then we can have that conversation. If you don't make that move and it does get semi-ish run back, then I can understand at the end of the year going like, what are we doing here as a Blazer fan? What are we doing? How are we going to get better? I can hear that. Right now, you're not ready to compete with San Antonio and Oklahoma City, but Oklahoma City is showing you that there is a path to compete against the alien and the best player in the world.
You don't just roll over and die. On the Dame front, I talked to him a bit ago, and he genuinely believes that he is going to come back and average 24, 7, and 4.
That's great.
Like,
I would believe that if I were him too. And not to slight Dame, but I still need to see it.
Like for those that don't know, Dame has been running like full, like he didn't play 5s at the end of the season. He was playing 3s. He like actually going. Had they upset the Spurs, there was a real chance that Dame was considering coming back. That was real. Dame was considering coming back. That's where he was at. He was looking at ramping up so he would be ready to go. He told me physically, he feels like taking this last year off, not having to play 82, not having to travel, not having to beat up his body. He actually feels good. He says he doesn't feel the loss that came with the Achilles. He still has the burst, still has the quickness. And he's like, I'm looking at this team, and if we make a big move, and I don't have to be a 34% usage guy, I can go be 24, 7, and 4. We can be really good. And look, I stopped doubting that guy a long time ago.
I think the Lakers probably sit in that same boat. Now, I disagree, but they're like, we have Luka.
And Reeves.
Who might be the best offensive player in basketball. Still with Wemby doing this stuff. You're still going to ride or die with Luka. Lakers fans... Now, I don't like what's going to be around him and Reeves, so I'm out on them.
Because they're not going to be able to do anything with Braun because he's going to...
But they feel okay about it. You know, if I'm Minnesota, I'm like, oh, God, we have a lot of work to do here. You know, and that's where Denver's going to be in that boat as well. Oh, God, I've got Jokic, who is the best scoring 7-footer in the league right now. I still don't know what we got to do to catch that.
Boy, we really could have used a Michael Porter Jr. during that series.
Exactly. So... do I think the Blazers will catch them? I don't know. There's got to have a lot of luck go your way to get there. But the idea that the West is over, I'm not going to pick up yet.
Coming into this season, how many games are the Thunder going to win? Are they
75
remember
wins
the
for the
beginning of
Thunder.
the season because they started off like that? It was just like, come on, man.
Can they win 80 games?
No. The answer is no. You got to play the season out. You have to.
And even the Warriors won 73 and they lost in the NBA Finals.
73-9 and they lied.
We come back. Let's take a little break from this. We'll circle back in the big nooner along with free consultation. You got Blazer questions for free consultation or Wemby stuff can help that out or whatever's going on in your personal life. We come back. The hell are loose bodies? Can someone please explain this to me? Hour number 2, 105.1 The Fan.
a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club. Good or bad weather, the golf course is always the driest around. Download the Langdon Farms app today to get all the latest news and specials. First on the Fan, it's NBA Conference Championship week here as the San Antonio Spurs, they took Game 1 against SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Final in that one was 122-115 as Victor Wembanyama led the way for San Antonio. He finished with 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in the double overtime thriller for Game 1. Tonight at 5 p.m., we get the matchup in the Eastern Conference as the New York Knicks will host Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland comes into the contest on short rest after their Game 7 matchup versus Detroit on Sunday, as the Knicks, they come into the contest as 7.5-point betting favorites. Your Portland Fire picked up their second win of the season, taking down the Connecticut Sun 83-82 last night. Bridget Carlton and Sarah Ashley Barther both combining for 18 points as they led the second half push for the Fire. And the NHL Final Four is officially set as the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime Monday night. Montreal will take on Tom Dunn's Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference. And over in the West, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Knights will get things in action at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe.
Number 2, if you're missing the first hour, you can download that, the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed Dirt and Sprague this morning, you can catch them wherever you get your podcasts, 1051thefan.com. Rewind, fast forward, except for Into the Future, for that would be impossible. We'll take a quick breather from the NBA in this hour. We'll get to some NCAA situations in college football, and Web Gems is a case of mistaken identity that probably needs to get figured out. And then in the Big Nooner, we'll get back to a little Wemby conversation. I want to compare it to how I watched Messi against the Timbers over the weekend and just kind of how we watch superstars in general. But I start here in hour number 1, Danny, with the new trendy injury in Major League Baseball. Remember we talked for a while that the new injury in the NBA and the NFL is the Achilles?
Yep.
It's like all of a sudden, wow, everybody's popping their Achilles left and right. Here we go. George Kittle in the playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton in the NBA Finals.
Tatum.
Jason Tatum, and he did it in the playoffs as well. Damian Lillard did it in the playoffs as well. In baseball, it's a new phrase called loose bodies. Mm-hmm. Why they call it loose bodies is beyond my imagination, but it's been kind of hyped due to the Tarek Skubal situation as he is magically throwing again after a week after surgery.
That's so crazy.
So I figured we'd learn what loose bodies are together. They are in the elbow. They are small fragments of bone or cartilage that break off and float freely within the joint. Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
I had it in my knee.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is it from just injuring it repeatedly? Mm-hmm. And then it causes a breakdown. It says it's often caused by osteoarthritis, past fractures, or repetitive stress from sports.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that it's kind of garnering the attention it is. Like it's been a pretty common surgery, not necessarily in elbows. Mm-hmm. Like anytime you hear elbow or shoulder or AC joint in a pitcher, you're like, don't ever want to hear that.
Well, when we hear like Malik Neighbors, who tore his ACL, it came out a week ago or so, last weekend, I don't remember, that he had a little cleanup procedure and should be good for week 1. Are we just now calling that cleanup procedure loose bodies?
That's typically what it is.
Because in baseball, you have it in Tarek Skubal. Mm-hmm. Blake Snell's on the shelf for it now. And there's another one who I can't remember.
Edwin Diaz, Hunter
Sugar
Green,
Diaz, that's who it is.
And Spencer Schwellenbach, as well as Hurston Waldrep.
Which is
all
great.
have loose bodies.
Which is crazy because I'm a Spencer Schwellenbach guy in a fantasy world, and I actually kept him knowing he wouldn't pitch till the All-Star break. And he's been out since the end. He missed the last month and a half of the season last year, and he's out through the All-Star break this year to where Tarek Skubal is coming back in a week
10
or two.
days. Yeah.
Did you get that Luka love? You get that LeBron hairline, or
you get the,
Kobe in Germany? Like, what do we do?
The loose bodies get taken out and the HGH bodies get put in. I like those.
When they use the phrase bodies, I was like, are there little like humans in
Yeah,
there?
it's
Is this the children's stem cells?
Yeah, they're putting foreign bodies back in. That's what it is. But it is kind of weird how the medical like nomenclature and jargon, like the ebbs and flows of like what comes in and what comes out. Like we had this with the NBA 2 years ago. It was what was it? It was like a medical terminology basically for shin splints, and like the Warriors had it, the Blazers had it, the Mavs had it, the Bucks had it, and you just saw it popping up over and over and over again. Like it was this knee shin bone thing, and I can't remember.
Medial tibial stress syndrome.
There was something else. It wasn't the MT. It was something else. I can't remember. God, what was it? But I was like, every team started like using that, and I was like, why is everybody using this right now?
It's like injuries. They found buzzwords for them. Why do we need buzzwords for injuries?
Well, it's because Blazers fans need updates.
Toradol.
Yeah.
As Bleak points out on the YouTube line there.
It was around that period.
I had never heard of Toradol in my entire life
until
GP2.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't grow up around it.
No. I don't know that stuff. I wouldn't. I'm very ignorant when it comes to the medical
I've had
world.
that stuff slammed into my knees more times than I could count.
Yeah.
And you could also take the pills too.
But I understood what a Tommy John was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who was the famous ACL doctor?
Is it Andrews?
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
Is it Mark
No,
Andrews?
that's a different person. James Andrews.
James, I think that's right.
James
yeah.
Andrews.
Yeah, that dude's done. So Tommy John, the guy who does the Tommy John surgery, who was it?
I can't remember.
Him and the ACL guy have done like tens of thousands of them.
And I think Andrews...
And shoulders is Neil Elatrachi, who's in L.A., because he does a bunch of guys in the NBA.
Frank Jobe is his name.
Okay.
And I learned about Andrews, I think the first time I ever remember hearing about him was he helped fix Stone Cold's neck.
Oh, okay.
There's also a Tim Kremchek.
Okay. That name does sound vaguely familiar, but...
That's where injuries are, man.
Yeah.
They're so famous in sports that we know the doctors that do them.
Elatrachi's at, I think, Cedars-Sinai in L.A.
Sure.
He's done... Hold on, let me pull this up.
Beyond me. But it's like, I don't know. What's worse, knowing referees' names or knowing doctors' names?
Yeah, Atrachi is a prominent orthopedic surgeon with Cedars-Sinai Curly Jobe Institute who has performed surgery on numerous high-profile athletes, according to MLB.com.
Did Kobe's ACL. Like, there are certain doctors that every player goes to. When Batum had his shoulder, he went to Elatrachi. Like the list of guys that are just like, you go to them.
If you're James Andrews, or if you're this guy, what's his name, Atrachi?
Neil Elatrachi.
Elatrachi. Do you have a list
Of patients?
Do you keep the little black book at home?
You ever seen Doctor Strange?
Like a notes in your phone? Ooh, today I did LeBron James. Tomorrow I'm doing the President of America.
Here's just some of Elatrachi's
Yesterday I did the Princess of Senegal. Like
he did Shohei's Tommy John.
There you go. Like, it's kind of like, do you know your number, Casey?
No.
Okay. I wonder if it's like one of those things where he starts to write down his number.
He did Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. He did Brady's knee, Kobe's knee.
The infamous Brady's knee.
Yep. Conor McGregor, when he broke his leg, folded it in half. He did Joe Burrow's knee. He did Saquon's knee. He did Clayton Kershaw's arm. He did Bosa's knee. And on the Hollywood side, he did DiCaprio, Schwarzenegger, Nicole Kidman, Charlize Theron, and Ringo Starr's.
Do you know Ringo's the most famous person of all those?
No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Dude, he's knighted.
Yeah.
He was knighted by the Queen of England.
He's
Sir Richard Starkey.
It's Schwarzenegger.
He's the drummer of the biggest band on the planet.
Schwarzenegger.
I'll maybe listen to that. It's probably Ringo, though.
Yeah, I think it's still Ringo.
Dude, his name's Ringo.
I don't care.
Peace and love.
You know many people named Arnold. You
Hey,
say
Arnold.
Ringo. You
all
mean
know
one
Ringo.
person.
Let's get into some college football.
I know Rango.
You know a Rango?
Yeah, you know the movie.
The little lizard?
Johnny
Depp.
I know a Django.
Yeah. It's a good one.
There's 2 Djangos, actually.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
the classic, and then there's Tarantino's.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know there was a first one.
DJ Ango is a pretty cool Western name.
Oh, yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah, you can't mess with that.
No, you definitely can't use it anymore either.
Let's jump into what's going on with Brendan Sorsby. He has released a statement as he is suing the NCAA, and you're gonna love these reasons. They're rich, maybe not as rich as him, but they're rich. Portland sports leader in the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
Oh, good little sports life we live in. The gifts that keep on giving. College football, Danny, is one of those I don't even know how to describe it sometimes. It is so chaotic. It is so unpatrolled. Yet we just nom, 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 nom. And it's not even elite football like the NFL. Because the NFL gets away with a bunch of garbage because it's the pinnacle of the sport. Mm-hmm. Yet there's just something about college football, you know?
Well, Stuart Mandel's currently on social media beating up the Big Ten for having a conference about spending too much money while they're at Palos Verdes spending $1,000 a night at hotels. So, yeah, no, college football is going to college football pretty hard.
No, you're rich. No, you're rich. Yeah. I know my good buddy Andy Dirt Johnson. He will talk college football for 15 hours
Especially
on a show.
Especially the Oregon Ducks suing somebody for $10,000.
Which we'll get to tomorrow for sure. It got pushed out because, well, Wemby did Wemby things.
Casey's just like, what? Yeah, no, Case, that's a real story.
10,000?
It's a real story.
Yep.
But the new development in the Brendan Sorsby situation is absolutely hilarious. He is now suing the NCAA for an injunction to get him to be able to play again. He said he suffers from a mental health condition and his gambling addiction has been clinically diagnosed. Quote, the NCAA has weaponized his condition to shore up a facade of competitive integrity while simultaneously profiting from the very gambling ecosystem it polices. Now, there's nothing. They're not wrong in that statement.
The second part of it, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. I really hate that. You know, if I'm listening to baseball stuff, MLB Network, they have segments about gambling. Mm-hmm. Like in baseball, are you kidding me?
That's
like,
a solid defense.
We spent 100 years telling people not to do this. Mm-hmm. So I get the defense totally. However,
the former, not the latter.
Yes.
The former is mental health, la 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 la. And I hate that argument more than anytime anybody wants to put that shield up and it's BS because you can smell it real quick.
Well, and that's what's tough because we are big proponents of mental health.
Yes.
You and I personally, on this show, out of this show.
Weaponizing it, I am not a fan of.
It's a bad look for sure because mental health for me is the number one thing ignored by our governments and our society in general, not just Americans, but worldwide. And yeah, when you weaponize it, that makes it pretty difficult. The NCAA, they came out, their response to the Brendan Sorsby lawsuit is very fascinating, but it tells you where they stand. The NCAA has not received a reinstatement request for this case. The NCAA generally doesn't comment on pending reinstatement requests, but the association's sports betting rules are clear, as are the reinstatement conditions. When it comes to betting on one's own team, these rules must be enforced in every case for the simple reason that the integrity of the game is at risk. And it come to light that he bet on Indiana football claimed it was to fit in with the boys.
That's it. You're done. You're done. You bet on your own team. I don't care if it's either way. You're done.
That's it. If the NCAA wanted to
if he hadn't done that, I'd still probably argue against it pretty strongly. But you bet on your own team, and I don't care if you bet to win. I don't care. You bet on your own team. You're done.
If he was on Indiana and bet on an Oregon USC game, I might let that slide. If you're doing balls and strikes at a Reds game, I'm gonna go, I think you have a problem, but I'm okay on that. Romanian soccer, I've got issues with that. Just because now I realize, whoa, your gambling addiction is insane.
Real.
Because you and I, Danny, we could be sitting at a Mariners game and get some pops in us and then be like, dude, you want to live bet some balls and strikes? I've never done this before. And you were like, oh yeah, let me show you. No. I can get behind that.
He had thousands of bets.
It's that you've done this. You've done this on a team that you were on.
Yep. And I don't care if it was for or against. Don't care.
And as much as I am against Giannis with Kalshi, and as much as I'm against
Kevin Durant,
the guys on MLB Network talking to me about that DraftKings bet of the day, I really hate that stuff. And the NFL is really bad at it too. College basketball, we've seen a bunch of dudes get busted for this in college basketball.
25 players busted last year?
It's really difficult because I think having that conversation of eliminating the gambling promotion aspect from sports,
it's never going to happen.
I am all for. I agree it's never going to happen. I am all for getting gambling promotion out of sports. You can gamble it, But I don't think ESPN should be making deals with BetMGM. I don't think MLB Network should be making deals with DraftKings. You can still go to those places and place bets. The problem is it'll never go away because of dips like Brendan Sorsby, who prove that it's like, hey, man, last time I checked, Arch Manning's not doing this, and he's making the same money you are. So you can't tell me it's because you're poor.
And it's like, well, it is an addiction, and there is a mental health component to this, and I'm not immune to that. But look, I know somebody who had gambled his life away, millions of dollars, lost everything, family, business, all the things that came with it. I've talked to him about it a lot. And it's not about how much you win, how much you lose. It's the hit. It's like a drug. Like, I've seen it ruin people.
Well, can I flip side and say that is a mental health condition?
No, that's what I said.
Yeah.
It is. But this is like, let's do something people are more familiar with, like hard drugs.
I love Fenny.
If you're selling heroin in the locker room and somebody ODs, like, just because you've got an addiction issue, guess what? You're still responsible.
Someone's in jail for Tyler Skaggs' death.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
Matt Harvey almost went to jail for Tyler Skaggs' death.
You knew. Like, that's the deal, man. You don't go into a college locker room. You don't go into a locker room anywhere and not know the one rule. You can't bet on your own team.
Also, the idea that nobody else knew, I don't buy that. I don't know if they're making that excuse, but if they are making that excuse,
you can't bet that much and not have anybody else know.
I don't buy that either, because if you've got leaders in that locker room, someone's pulling him aside and being like, hey, man, you got to knock this off.
They knew.
It's like,
you can't hide that kind of gambling addiction.
You can know that Clemens is taking steroids. So Clemens, what does he do? He goes to the bathroom in a stall and not in front of everybody.
And you did it to fit in, but then you transferred away for the other opportunity. So what
Ding, ding.
So really, what does your
But
opportunity
also,
mean for you?
You did it to fit in, so it means they saw you do it.
Oh, because you'd have to brag about it.
Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Well, and then that's where it kind of trickles up that line. Like, I don't remember who the head coach was at Indiana before Cignetti, but does he know? Are we just turning blind eyes here? Mm-hmm. Just la, 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 la.
How about at Cincinnati?
Yeah.
You think he just stopped when he got to Cincinnati?
No.
Tom Allen was the head football coach at Indiana before Cignetti.
Never heard of him.
But, you're at Cincinnati. I mean, you're going to Reds games.
33-49
record
before Cignetti took over.
Real quick, remind me, where's Cincinnati?
Kentucky,
bro. You're right. And I think Casey brings up an excellent point as well. You wanted to fit in so bad that you've transferred twice? Mm-hmm. Are you not fitting in?
Because you have a gambling addiction?
Boy, if I'm in that locker room, I want nothing to do with him, because I know the rules. Look at my Cleveland Guardians. Did people know Emmanuel Clase was gambling?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to imagine, and that breaks my heart, because you would want somebody to try and get them help.
Mm-hmm.
And turning a blind eye. The blind eye gets turned probably because
he's good.
He's a really good quarterback.
Look, man, when Sorsby, when the transfer portal opened, we talked about Sorsby, and we were like, yeah, dude, he can really change a team. And when he went to Tech, it was like, bro, that Tech team, if they had him last year, that Oregon game maybe goes differently.
I think we're just very big as sports fans to sweep the Shohei stuff under the rug very quickly.
Well, that wasn't Shohei's fault. He had nothing to do with it.
Knew nothing about his millions of dollars missing.
Allegedly. Again, it matters how much we care about the player.
It is true. It is true.
And it's tough that way.
And I think a transfer quarterback from Cincinnati garners a lot of attention, but this ain't Arch Manning doing it. This ain't Joe Burrow doing it.
This ain't Pete Rose.
No, this isn't Heisman Trophy.
And to your point,
this
Pete
is
Rose,
MVPs.
Pete Rose did it, and what happened to him?
Lifetime ban.
This isn't even who's the Arizona State basketball player, headache.
Oh God, I'm totally blanking on it now. But yeah, it's Pete Rose did it, and he didn't get to live.
Steven Smith.
He didn't get to live to see the ban come away.
Mm-hmm. And he'll go into the Hall of Fame, and it'll be on his plaque.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be on his plaque.
And I understand why
Take
Sorsby's doing this, because
Black Sox.
it's $4 million he's not getting otherwise. That's why he's doing this. Because if he goes to the CFL or if he goes into the pool of undrafted guys, he's
supplemental.
The supplemental. He's not going to get $4 million. Well, then don't bet on your own team, bro.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like, there are just sometimes you got to pay the piper. You cross the line. That's the cost.
And as much as we give the NCAA a lot of grief for not being able to win these types of
They'll
lawsuits,
win this one.
they have everything working in their favor against them. I found out that the judge presiding over this has been seen on Facebook photos in the guns and Texas Tech gear, so you've got a biased judge on your hands. You've got the lawyer on your team.
That depends where he stands, though.
Yeah. I don't.
Hurting the integrity of his program or
also,
protect the kid.
Yeah, I get that Brendan Sorsby could really make Texas Tech a player this year, like national title or bust kind of stuff. But if he is to get off from this,
he might get off. He's not playing.
If he were to play,
I would be stunned. And anybody who's listened to me for any period of time knows how much I hate the NCAA. I hate them with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns. I think they need to just absolutely disappear. They can't lose this. And I'm not saying they can't, there's not a capacity to lose this.
No, you can't. Calvin Ridley, the NFL took care of that real quickly.
Yeah.
And it basically ended his career. You cannot
let
this happen.
You can't bet on your own team. It's that simple. In any sport, in anything, you can't bet on your own team.
To some positive, well, maybe positive, depends on how you feel about it, to some surprising betting news. There is a Big Ten coach who is, according to Polymarket, the #1 favorite to win Coach of the Year. And boy, it's going to surprise you. A lot more college football to get to. There's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, it's NBA Conference Championship week here as the San Antonio Spurs, they took Game 1 against SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Final in that one was 122-115 as Victor Wembanyama, he led the way for San Antonio as he finished with 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in the double overtime thriller for Game 1. Tonight at 5 p.m., we get the matchup in the Eastern Conference as the New York Knicks will host Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland comes into the contest on a short rest after their Game 7 matchup versus Detroit on Sunday as the Knicks, they come into the contest as 7.5-point betting favorites. Your Portland Fire picked up their second win of the season, taking down the Connecticut Sun 83-82 last night. Bridget Carlton and Sarah Ashley Barker both finishing with 18 points as they led the second half push for the Fire. And the NHL Final Four is officially set as the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime Monday night. Montreal will now take on Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference. And over in the West, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Knights will get things in action at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris.
Web Gem's coming up next, everybody's favorite. But don't forget, you can join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langen Farms Golf Club. The afternoon round sold out. We got 5 foursomes available for the morning round. It's the most fun day in golf. Activations and tastings all around the course. The infamous Angels Envy Bourbon par 3 6-hole where all of our hosts, Dirt, Sprague, Luke, Isaac, Suk, Danny, and myself, will all be posted up to heckle and admire your shots. Of course, we'll keep you fed with a post-round meal thanks to Matt's Barbecue. Head to 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for information and to sign up today. The Fan Golf Classic, presented by Toyota, is also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, Your Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Illegal Mezcal, Pub Beer by 10 Barrel, and Window Nation.
Might as well go win the whole thing.
Damn right. Web Gem's coming up next, a case of mistaken identity. But I asked this question, Danny. There is a Big Ten coach, so I'm giving you a little bit of a cheat here. There is a Big Ten coach, according to Polymarket, that has the best odds to win Coach of the Year. Not the Big Ten Coach of the Year, the National Coach of the Year with 11% in the clubhouse.
And you told me I would have no idea who it was, so it's not.
I mean, you know the name.
I know, but I'm saying like I wouldn't guess it.
Yes.
So it's not Dan.
Nope.
It's not Lincoln.
Nope.
It's not Day.
Nope.
It's not Whittingham.
Nope.
Okay, so those are your powerhouse players. Campbell?
No, but I like that guess. Here's the crazy part. I didn't know this until I was talking with Dirt about it. The Vegas over-under for this team is 5.5.
So it's a dog water team. Fitzgerald?
It is
Luke Fickell?
It is Matt Rule at Nebraska.
Whoa.
Has an 11% chance, according to Polymarket,
The guy who
to
lost
be
his quarterback.
the National Coach of the Year at 11%. Let me walk you through their schedule real
I mean, they're
quick.
playing nobody this year, clearly. Or they're playing everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Their
Oh, you said their win total's 5.5. So yeah,
their
they're playing
non-conference games are Ohio,
everybody.
Bowling Green, and North Dakota.
Okay.
Okay, there's probably 3 of your wins right there. Then they go on the road to Michigan State. We'll see. We'll
Possible.
see. We'll see what Fitzgerald's got going at Michigan State. Home against Maryland. We'll give that. There's probably your 4th win.
Mm-hmm.
Home against Indiana.
No.
On the road at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Home with UW.
Okay.
On the road at Illinois. On the road at Rutgers. There might be your 6th win right there. Home against Ohio State. On the road against Iowa. Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, UW, Oregon, Indiana. That's your Big Ten schedule. I don't understand how the Polymarket.
If you win 10 games,
I don't understand how the Polymarket, Kalshi, that projection stuff works, and I'm not going to ever learn it because I think it's a crime against America.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they have to be betting on. If you go 10-2 in this schedule, you're probably going to win Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Because I see 7-8 losses on that schedule. And what if a Michigan State is popped?
Yeah, I just don't think they have the talent.
I mean, I don't think so either. But
I think
6 losses.
I say I think
Pretty
that's
carved.
I look at that. I think I see 7 wins. But the losses you're going to take, you're going to get thumped. Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State, you're going to get thumped.
Look, I don't think UW's going to be that great this year. They might smack them.
And you think Washington State's going to beat UW?
Hell yeah.
So you can beat Nebraska?
Hell yeah.
No, you can't.
I got 3 quarterbacks,
say,
man. How many do you got?
Who's your quarterback?
I got 3 of them. That's good, right?
As I wear my Pittsburgh Steelers shirt over here, no, that is not the scenario you want to say.
You got 4 of them things.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah. You're the Cleveland Browns of the North. Wait, you're in the same division. Wait, you guys are the same.
Who's further north? Yeah, Pittsburgh's further north. So you're the Cleveland Browns you're the Pittsburgh Steelers of the Cleveland Browns in the AFC North.
I think they're just barely north.
Are they?
Yeah, because we're pretty much
pretty
just east
flat
of them.
right there.
We're pretty much just east.
Uh-oh, geography lessons. We do this from time to time.
Yeah, no, but rap world. I don't know. So now I have to look
the
it up.
curvature of the
Yeah.
Earth technically has them
Who's
south.
further north, Cleveland or Pittsburgh? I feel like Pittsburgh's further north.
I feel like it too.
Am I wrong?
Because Cleveland's right there on the water.
Yeah, Cleveland is 100% further north.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Did not think I was going to go that way.
Dude, we have to get better at
Well,
geography.
that part of the country, because Portland's further north than most of New York.
For two guys that claim they're really good at geography, dude, we kind of suck at geography.
I'm telling you, that part of the country messes with me because it's not that far north, but it's far north on that part of the country. Does that make sense?
It's very much like the distance between like Portland and Kelso.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like I can drive from Cleveland to Pittsburgh, and that's Portland to Kelso.
Yeah.
It takes me 5.5 hours to get to the other side of the state of
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, it's weird.
I remember being at Game 2 of the World Series in Cleveland and ran into Chicago dudes, and they were like, "That's a 4-hour drive." I was like, "Chicago? That's like 5 states away."
Like, how did you get here? Like, what do you
I
mean?
know. I was like, "Why are you all the way over here?" They were like, "It was a 4-hour drive," looking at me like I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "A 4-hour drive doesn't get me to Idaho."
No, it's crazy. Going back to when I was in New York, like an hour-long drive somewhere is a long way,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, bro, that's my drive into work every day.
I saw an article that they're thinking about like turbo buses from LA to San Francisco that would do it in 3 hours. And I started thinking, 3 hours, that's pretty good. 3 hours is like 6 days back east if
Yes.
you're driving.
Yeah, no.
Like what's New York to Boston, an hour and a half? Or you
think-
take the train, it's an hour and a half?
I mean, there's a lot of times in the NBA, guys will take like media members. They'll take the train from DC to New York.
That's
Like
it's a 3.5 hour drive.
yeah.
Oh, 3.5? I mean, that's longer than I thought.
But I mean, that's what they'll do. They'll take the train from DC to New York or New York to DC.
Yeah, why not?
Because it's like, why hop on a plane?
You can
for
live
this?
in DC and work in New York and just jump on the train every day.
It's crazy.
I wish we had that out here.
No,
Wish we had more train transportation.
I'm good without trains.
I'm happy that we're not all on top of each other
Yeah.
all the time.
I agree. Oh, I agree on that. But I wish. Is it easy to like get a train to San Francisco?
It's really long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because like if you go to a sporting event in Seattle, if you take the train up there, which I never do because it's usually not cost effective, drops you off right there.
Oh, it does. There
Go
was
up to the International District, get a bond me, and then go to the game.
I think
16-hour Greyhound.
16 Greyhound bus.
yeah, but still, that's
Yeah. What's an Amtrak train?
they used to run the Bolt bus from Portland.
They still do.
Do they? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if COVID killed it, but when it first came around, it was $20.
Yeah.
$20 to go from Portland to Seattle,
And
I was
they're like,
and they drop you off at the stadium. I was like, what, 20? An
Hold
Uber from Portland to my old house in Newburgh on any given night was $110.
yeah, late night at the Moda Center or something.
Bro, it was brutal. Like people were like, "Hey, you want to go out for a drink afterwards?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Because I have an hour drive home, and if I have to take an Uber, it's $100 here and $80 back. Screw that. It's not worth it. You want to pay for it? Sure." But yeah, no. The train life is cool. Like in Europe, where like what Casey said, everybody's stacked on top of you, and there's zero space, and you can go from city center to city center to city center. That's how you have to do it. You take the tube everywhere. But here, where we're so spread out, no.
Gotta drive. Gotta drive.
Gotta drive.
Web Gems is next. Everybody's favorite. 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
All right, this is Web Gems, everybody's favorite. We do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the Big Nooner, it's a free consultation Tuesday, so you can get those in on the fan text line 503-864-6326. Advice, help, relief, anything you need in your life, sports, personal, work, live. The firm is here to help you out. Plus, I want to have a fun conversation, swing back around to Victor Wembanyama and his performance last night, and also kind of tie into Inter Miami and Leo Messi defeating the Portland Timbers over the weekend 2-0, and just how we watch stars play. But Web Gems today is brought to you by the NFL, stepping in it, doing one of them silly, silly things. And I was actually quite surprised when I read this story to see how upset this player was and how much disrespect he took with it. It has been confirmed that Jackson Smith-Njigba, who was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, was sent his trophy, and in fact, it was the 2025 Defensive Player of the Year trophy sent to one JSN. Am I crazy to think that it's weird how offended he is by this? Like, it's clearly a mix-up. They're not trying to slight JSN.
I mean, it is kind of ridiculous.
Well, I agree, but I find it strange that he's like, hey, nobody giving me a chance. NFL's out to get me. Is this the beginning of JSN with the bag?
No, this is the...
Is this diva wide receiver coming?
Well, yes, but it's also, it's more just manufactured chip on your shoulder.
Was this guy not the best wide receiver in football last year?
Yes, sir, he was.
Was he not on the best team in football last year?
Yes, sir, he was.
When in NFL history has a wide receiver been disrespected like that before?
Never.
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 They give Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson all their flowers. Tyreek Hill got all the love in the world.
And he's a terrible human being.
Give the man his flowers. Like, just do it correctly.
I think you nailed it, Danny. It's the manufactured chip on the shoulder. It's like it's like when Oregon won the Big Ten. It's like, they don't believe in us. It's like, bro, you're undefeated, won the Big Ten.
I mean, it's
I believe in you.
It's Spurs fans saying they were built, not bought.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up.
You got
Thunder fans, no, we did it the right way. Shut up.
You got lucky that the Clippers really wanted Paul George.
Yeah.
And Damian Lillard killed Paul George.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you got lucky on that.
It's just like, just take your luck and go with it. But yeah, no, I mean, it's getting disrespectful at this point. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I think so too.
But I mean, look, this is what I always say about guys at this level. What do they all have?
Egos. And they got a that's what's strange. Like, JSN strikes me as a guy because of how well he played 2 years ago as kind of your slot receiver, and then last year played as your true number one dynamic receiver, that you are showing us that your bag of tricks is quite large, amigo.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem like a very, very nice guy. Good teammate.
Great on camera.
Yeah.
He's got the charisma.
Does Amon-Ra not get the love from the rest of the league?
I think he gets the love. He seems like a nice guy.
They all do it. They all do it.
So strange.
you don't know about this. I don't know. What you don't know will fill a book. All those kind of things. That's how those guys are. Every single one of them. And I don't mean that in a negative connotation, because you don't get to that level, number one, without the talent, but number two, without having a wildly out of whack psyche. Like, you have to.
Right.
The only ones that don't are the ones that are so supremely talented. Like the Andrew Wigginses and the Mo Harklesses of the world, like in the NBA. Guys that are so big, so freakishly talented that their talent alone will just make them good and make them a lot of money. But to be truly great, I have yet to meet a single truly, truly great player in a single sport that isn't bat-ass crazy.
Have you guys seen the fall of Antonio Brown of late?
What do you mean of late?
Oh, like in the last 2-3 days?
No.
Ooh, he's been live streaming on TikTok, and his most recent one, he is gone.
Well, I mean,
he does a monthly post of him and Giselle after the Super Bowl win, so I'm not surprised.
And he, like, the fall from grace when building yourself up like that.
Well, I mean, he was always crazy, though.
Well, I know, but you give yourself that chip. No one believes in me. You go up, 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 and then when you come down,
it's a long fall.
It's a very, very long fall, and it's hard to stay up from it.
I mean, that's why you see those guys that are like it's very rare that the greatest to ever do it in their sports is functional. It's like Wayne Gretzky's probably the closest thing we have to it. Gretzky's probably the closest thing we have to it. Brady's cuckoo. Jordan's cuckoo.
Brady is cuckoo.
Tiger's cuckoo.
Yeah.
They're all nuts. They're all nuts.
Is Michael Phelps chill?
Bro, what did he go through?
Oh, that's true.
They're all crazy.
Well, brother just likes to smoke a joint. Who doesn't?
He talked about being suicidal.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, dog.
Forgot.
One of his best friends is Ray Lewis.
Who?
Really?
Cuckoo.
Oh, he is from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Best to ever do it. Cuckoo. They all are.
Ray Lewis is nuts.
Troy Polamalu might be one of the only ones who's normal, and even Troy's cuckoo.
But Troy used to have conversations like, God's telling me to do this, and other players would have to look around like, why ain't God talking to me like this?
Yeah, like I said, it's just when you get to that level, man, you are just wide. Like it's one in like 5 million type wiring. You're just different. And I look at this from JSN. Stay out of the police blotters. Stay out of TMZ. Stay out of all the negative stuff. And you can say all the
that is true.
Ocho Cinco's nuts. Stayed out of it. Terrell Owens is nuts. Stayed out of it.
What's the worst thing Terrell Owens ever did? Sit-ups in his driveway?
Yeah. Cry, that's my quarterback? Play on a broken leg?
Popcorn, the star?
The issue with, what was it, the Eagles owner at the time? The plane stuff?
Yeah.
That's probably most of it.
But you know what I mean? Like,
it's fair. If you're gonna bitch and moan about how you are perceived on the field, sure. Competitive juice.
You know what I forgot in this? Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Saint.
He is a saint.
Like
Calvin Johnson, widely loved and respected.
But again,
Calvin was very open about how he used to smoke before every single game.
Yeah.
It's in the NFL of the wide receivers, it's two guys. Larry Fitzgerald and Tim Brown.
Text line
that's the list.
Text line right here, Scotty Scheffler. Pretty solid dude, head on his shoulders.
What does he do? What does he always say?
Faith, family, golf.
Yep. He's not putting golf up top.
He's not.
That's why he's able to stay sane.
He's pretty damn good still. All right, let's get back into a little Victor Wembanyama conversation and how we perceive watching athletes, plus a free consultation, hour number 3. One more to go. Thanks for sticking with us. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, it's NBA Conference Championship week here as the San Antonio Spurs, they took Game 1 against SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. Final in that one was 122-115 as Victor Wembanyama, he led the way for San Antonio, finishing with 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in the double overtime thriller for Game 1. Tonight at 5 p.m., we get the matchup in the Eastern Conference as the New York Knicks will host Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland comes into the contest on short rest after their Game 7 matchup versus Detroit on Sunday, as the Knicks, they come into the contest as 7.5-point betting favorites. Your Portland Fire picked up their second win of the season, taking down the Connecticut Sun 83-82. Bridget Carlton and Sarah Ashley Barker both finishing with 18 points as they led the second half push for the Fire. And the NHL Final Four is officially set as the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime Monday night. Montreal will take on Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference. And over in the West, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Knights will get things in action at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
2 down, 1 to go here. The firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of yours. I'm going to get the elephant out of the room real quick. We are aware that layoffs are happening over at the Portland Trailblazers with respect to some people and names being said. We're going to let that breathe for a little bit before kind of jumping right into conclusions or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Fair statement to say?
Fair statement. I know people who have been let go, so I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, it's something we may circle back around
Yep.
today. We might come back to it tomorrow. But until all information is truly gathered, sources confirmed, it's and all that comes with that kind of sticky situation, as I was trying to say sticky, we'll touch it when we need to. Right now, a lot of reports out there. You can do your own.
It does sound like a pretty sizable amount of people. So
It's crazy stuff.
Yep.
Crazy stuff. But let's get into the
Remember, it's not about making money. It's about winning.
I'm telling you, dude, if people win, they'll forget the names, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but it might be reality. Getting back to what goes on the court, the Victor Wembanyama situation from last night, where that game became non-watchable, if that is the worst grammar I could have come up with for that. There was no way you could take your eyes off that game. And what happened, Danny, for me is, as I watch basketball and the way I try, and as I watch sports, if I've got my team in it, obviously you watch from a more biased lens of your team, good or bad, somewhere in the middle. When you watch teams that aren't your teams, let's take OKC and San Antonio, I really like players like SGA. I really like Dylan Harper and Steph Castle. I have a rooting interest in Chet Holmgren, as he went to school at a place that I root for in college basketball. I found myself doing this while watching the Timbers play Inter Miami this weekend. Leo Messi. I've seen Leo Messi play a billion times, okay? Barcelona legend, a little bit of time at PSG, now at Inter Milan, what he's done for Argentina. I've seen him lose a World Cup final. I've seen him win a World Cup final. For my money, the best player to ever exist.
Yep.
I had never seen him play against my team. And I'm a Liverpool fan, and I did watch him play against us, but it didn't have the same kind of juice that this does because I go to that stadium all the time, whether I was covering them or not covering them.
When you've got a seat and you've been in the building, it's just different.
It's just different, and I've never been to a Liverpool game. I'm sure if I lived in Liverpool, I might have the same theory, but I caught myself in the Timbers game watching Leo Messi and not watching my team, and I never thought that would happen to me. It's like, okay, he's a superstar, sure, but I watched Michael Jordan play basketball. I watched Tiger Woods play golf, okay? I'm aware of watching the greats do the great stuff. Wembanyama had that moment last night as well, where I stopped watching SGA. I stopped watching J-Dub. I stopped watching Dylan Harper. I started watching Victor Wembanyama. And when you can captivate like that, it's unlike anything you can ever see in sports. We become kids again.
What did I say at the beginning of this year when guys were asking about like going to games and like having an opportunity? If you have a chance to go see a LeBron James, to see a Steph Curry, to see a Victor Wembanyama, if you have the chance to go. You don't know when that opportunity is ever going to come up again. And I get to do it 41 times a year. You will never, ever, ever, ever catch me missing one of those games. Because to see somebody who is quite literally the best in the world at what they do in athletic endeavor is just, it's a sight, man. I remember being there when that fan was talking trash to Braun courtside, and he goes off for 25 in the quarter, and he's just letting the fan have it and letting Portland have it. Being in the building when Dame and LeBron are trading dunks in the opening couple seconds of the game. Like, just when those opportunities come up, when the first time I got to see Wemby live for the Spurs in Portland and just going, holy crap, what is this? This is just, every time Steph comes in the building and puts on a show, I go out there and I watch his pregame routine because it's just so cool.
And imagine it from a player's perspective, okay? How much focus and attention and honestly confidence in yourself, ego, to not let that get to you. Use Damian Lillard as an example, trading dunks with LeBron James. At the beginning of this Timbers game, and Jake Zivin and I are going to talk about it on Timbers Fan tonight as well, so tune into that from 7 to 8 p.m. It felt like at first Timbers players weren't watching Messi. And then he had a goal and an assist, and it felt like players started watching him.
They were like, oh, that's what this is.
I don't think SGA ever got to a point last night where he was starstruck, for lack of better terms, because I think his focus is pretty dialed in on basketball. But I don't know how you don't just stop and look at it. It's easy for Olynyk and De'Aaron Fox and Mason Plumlee, who are on the bench and not playing, to kind of live in that moment. But if you're Chet Holmgren and you get that big block at the end of the first overtime,
and then he punches it on you.
Like, when he hits that three, what goes through your mind? Can you still focus and be a basketball player while watching this? I saw Leo Messi cut right through three defenders, small little shift pass to the left, buried in the back of the net. Do you just sit there if you're Finn Sermon and go, what the hell was that?
You saw defenders at the end of Tom Brady's career start to kind of talk about that a little bit, how they would just watch Tom. It wasn't necessarily about seeing what he was. It was about how he just controlled the presence on the field.
The one that I go back to in recent memory, you guys seen the clip of KG and J.R. Ryder talking about Jordan?
No, I have not seen this.
I think it's rookie KG and Ryder's cooking. They're playing the Bulls. And KG's looking at Ryder and going, yeah, Jay, yeah, you give it to Mike. And Michael Jordan's sitting there listening to them. He's like, you got him. Cook his ass. Cook him. Jordan ran them ragged the next quarter, had 30 in the quarter. And they call a timeout, and KG's like, I'm sitting over there going, and Michael Jordan comes up here, come on, young fella, where's all that spunk at? Where's it at? And JR's sitting there like, why'd you have to get him going? Why'd you have to get him going? And it's like, and then KG goes, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew there's levels to this. That's when I knew just how different he is.
And I think there was a moment last night in which that happened as well. It was SGA was behind Wemby, and they were going for the loose ball. And I thought they would call it jump ball. I think they called it a foul on SGA. He's kind of hugging Wemby. And you can tell SGA is frustrated as much as you can tell from SGA because he's kind of an emotionless guy at times.
He's kind of a Kawhi robot.
And you can see Wemby kind of giggling and kind of turns his head to the side and says something.
And
smiles. And you're kind of like, dude, did you just do the two-time NBA MVP dirty like that? The reigning finals MVP? Did you just turn and chuckle at him?
The guy who got his MVP award a few hours ago?
Did you just blow smoke in his face? And I think that's, to your point, I guess I'm late to this train, and to everybody else's point about Victor Wembanyama being the best player on planet Earth. Those are the moments that you'll remember. It's not just three. It's not the three hit. It's not the I caught the ball at the top of the backboard, turned and dunked it. It's standing in front of Kelly Olynyk and Mason Plumlee, and it's being bear hugged from behind by SGA, who's 6'6" and looks like a child, and you giggling.
It's very rare that we get a seminal moment of that's when it happened. Like, I'm genuinely trying not to be caught up in the moment.
You texted me last night. He has arrived.
That's it. We have the game. Even if OKC loses or wins this series, we have the moment where he took over. The torch is passed.
You saw what the limit could be.
And here's the crazy thing. He's 22. This isn't the final form of him.
Boy, in perfect timing, too. We got probably, one more year of LeBron James? Gosh, the NBA's been so lucky with this.
One after another.
So lucky.
There was the Jordan gap, and they thought it was Kobe. Kobe was the cultural zeitgeist, but he wasn't the best player on the planet. He was never that guy.
He couldn't command the global scene like Mike did, and then eventually LeBron did.
Yes.
Kobe and AI,
very
simpatico.
Shaq, but you had, don't get me wrong, all-time greats, but it's Jordan, then LeBron.
And potentially this.
This guy's stepping in it for all of the Ant Edwards, Halliburton, Tatum.
You just named three of my favorite players.
But insert whoever you want to put. Cooper Flagg.
Agreed.
Cooper could end up being.
There's four.
He could end up being an all-timer.
But do you see a game from any of those like what you saw last night? In terms of not just the box score, but in terms of how he impacted the game?
No. Nobody can. This is what I've said about this guy since the second I saw him. Nobody can impact the game on both ends like him in the history of the game. And that's well, you haven't been around for the history of the game. The only other guy who had this kind of impact was Wilt. That's it.
He had 24 boards.
Yeah.
And then still got 3 blocks.
And 41 points.
That's just dominating everything about the paint.
He pulled from 32 feet.
It's Michael Phelps.
That's the example. Yeah. He's so far and above what he can physically do.
Cristiano. From a physical capability.
From a physical standpoint, there's been nobody like him in the history of the sport. Ever. And that's not hyperbole. That's a real thing.
Shaq comes close, but you're right.
Shaq couldn't pull from 32 feet.
No. Shaq was 400 pounds.
Yeah, no, he couldn't pull from
He's
the
most dominating
stripe.
He's the most dominating physical presence in the history of the game.
I've never seen Shaq hit a dream shake in my lifetime.
But don't get me wrong.
Dude, that move from Olajuwon is really good. And guess who has that move right now?
Yeah, guess who he's working with?
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama's got that move.
There's
a dream shake on Vic.
There's a clip of Victor Wembanyama working with Jamal Crawford in pregame. Mm-hmm. In that same game, he then pulls out the move. If you're telling me that Victor Wembanyama has the capability of Jamal crossover Crawford
along with Akeem Olajuwon shake,
it's over. It's over.
When you can face up from 32 feet and also catch a pass over your shoulder, drop, spin, and dunk, while also being the single best and most impactful defensive player in the history of the game, it's video game stuff. That's what it is. It's video game stuff.
Do you think this is another example of how we get a Western Conference final or a conference final that ends up being better than the matchup we get in the...
Yes.
Yep.
This is
yesterday.
the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
This is the two best teams in the league. There's no doubt about it.
All right, it's a free consultation Tuesday. We'll get to that next. You can text in 503-864-6326 or put it over in the YouTube chat. 1051 The Fan is the channel. Anything you need advice on, your love life, your work life, your personal life, anything is available, including your Portland Trailblazers, including Kobe Bryant, which Danny loves to slander over there, including any other basketball, sports, or whatever you might need. That's next on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
You're what the French call les incompetents. What?
Free consultation. We do it every single Tuesday at 12:15. You guys ask us the hard-hitting questions that you need advice on, and we're here to help you out. I can't always confirm nor deny if it's a good idea, but I will always tell you from my heart if I think it is a good idea. For I'm the resident nice guy, quote unquote. At least I attempt to be. It's probably just mostly that I'm a nice guy, quote unquote, due to my own massive insecurities. It's probably something to do with that.
Might be.
I do think therapy is helping me a lot.
There you go.
I really do. I'm learning a lot about like shame and family, like repetitious behavior throughout family and stuff like that. And I come from good parents, but you still learn stuff.
Sure.
Kind of stoked about it. I think I'm becoming a better person.
There you go.
I hope so.
It's always
better.
It's always
it's
better.
expensive.
Yeah, right. Never cheap.
I did not feel good yesterday after our show. I was like, I kind of all through our show as well. I was a little nauseous and felt everything good upstairs, but kind of my body region. I don't know if I'm
Little bubble guts.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm nervous about this trip that I'm going on or anything. Which it could be a plethora of stuff.
You just missed me.
I just missed Casey. But my therapist noticed that because I almost called out, and my wife sends me a text and she goes, "Well, do you feel this dollar amount sick today?" And I said, "No, I don't feel that dollar sick amount today, so I will make an appearance at this bad boy." But it's a free consultation, and this one comes from our good buddy Bleak over on the YouTubes. 2 coworkers. One coworker is rightfully boastful of his newly earned physical condition. The other coworker is very sarcastic in response. The statement is made, "I can beat you in any physical endeavor." Are both parties legally required to settle the dispute with a competition and have it filmed for everyone's enjoyment?
Yes.
1,000%.
Yes.
I wonder, are other people talking about this?
They had like a half hour on it this morning.
Really?
Yes.
I'm only familiar with my own work drama right now of you and Joseph Fisher III in a feats of strength competition, mostly verbal right now. I did not realize that this is now public knowledge.
Oh, I mean, Dirt and Sprague threw it out there for everybody.
Well, of course they did.
Yeah, no, they're great. Are you kidding me? No, I couldn't move yesterday. My legs are destroyed, and I was like, yeah, no, I lift. I did 575 on the hip thrust, and I did 405 on the deadlift yesterday. I'm like, my whole body hurts. It's the most I've done of either of those in God knows how long. And Joe Fisher, who hasn't seen the inside of a gym in a decade, decided to go, and I'm like, bro, literally any athletic endeavor, anything, name it, I will beat you in it.
You had the door propped open as you were like yelling at Joe, and all I heard was anything. And I kept thinking of the Anthony Edwards clip of tennis, swimming, lacrosse, anything.
Yeah. Anything.
And I didn't know who you were yelling at, and I was like, what poor soul is taking this abuse right now? And then I heard my good friend Joe Fisher III's voice, and I became concerned. You don't think there's anything he can beat you in?
Athletically? No. Especially inside of a gym. Absolutely not.
Well,
He could beat you in swimming?
Is working out athletic, though? That's just feats of strength.
What is strength?
Is strength athleticism?
Yes. Very much so.
Because, I am not an athlete.
Even with my busted ass legs, I'll outrun him in a sprint. Are you kidding me?
But I'm not an athlete in any way, shape, or form. Like I don't got them genes in my body. I can go into a gym and get jacked if I want. That's not going to make me athletic, though.
Again, I'm not going to be able to lift heavy weights. I'll outrun anyone in this office.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Well, not Sprague or Dave.
Distance Sprague got me. I'd cook him in 100.
Oh, yeah. No, distance is going to be a problem for me.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like, I can lift and get as jacked as I want. That's not going to make me a better athlete. That's not going to make me play basketball better.
No. Lifting strength is athleticism. Like
athleticism is all encompassing.
Casey, I don't want to put you on blast here. How long have you been trying to work to get 225 on the bench?
Since I recovered my shoulder since I was 19, so probably 5 years.
You can't just pick up and get stronger.
Well, I know that, but I'm not saying you can.
I plateaued for probably 2.5 years.
Yeah. It's like there are levels to it. Like there's a reason why strong men exist.
But not all strong men are like good basketball players.
But there's different types of athleticism. Yeah, that's why you have football. Fair. That's why you have basketball. That's why you have baseball.
I do always think that the greatest athlete I've ever seen in my life is Michael Phelps.
And if Mark Henry can dunk a basketball, he's the greatest athlete alive.
There is Mark Henry as well. He's a pretty damn good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
That takes athleticism.
Who was it? That
World's strongest man.
And the world's strongest man.
Who was it that said that when Mark Henry picked him up and put him on their shoulders? No, we were talking about Cena. Cena used to put guys up on his shoulders, and there's another wrestler. It might have been Triple H, who said something like, "When he has you, you feel like a little baby." He
Just
goes,
that strong.
he goes, he's so strong, you just feel like a little baby up there just floating. And it was just like, yeah, Cena's pretty damn big. But I've also seen guys in the gym who I'm like, that guy doesn't look that big. And then you watch what they lift and you go, what? I saw a guy, Bulgarian split squat, 415 pounds. I about crapped my pants. I went, no way. I saw a guy on a squat rack and I was like, man, this guy's going to squat that. He overhead pressed it. And I was just like,
It was Kane and the Big Show.
that's who it was.
So Kane, 6'8", 320. The Big Show is a little bit smaller.
yeah.
6'7", 370.
And he said he was on Kane's shoulders and he felt like he was just a little baby. It was just like, there are guys that are just strong, dude. Like, they're just different.
I'm sorry, Big Show is bigger. He's 7 foot 384.
Well, I'm going to need to know what activities, and I will hold the microphone.
There you go.
I will hold the camera.
I'm down.
I'll do a play-by-play on it.
Ooh. Do you want the 1 or the 2?
Oh, I'll do the 1.
I'll
let
do
you
the
take
2. I'll sit the 2 with you.
I'm with that.
Bleak said
I do 1 every day, so being a 2 sounds fun.
it's fun. Bleak said Big Show has essentially said the same about Cena. Like some of those, like for all of like the quote unquote acting in wrestling, those guys are freaks.
Oh, without a doubt.
Athletically, the stuff that they can do, it's bonkers.
If you ever saw a guy named Ricochet, that dude is one of the most insane athletes I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. That guy could do stuff I've never seen before.
Michaels was
Shawn Michaels, dude.
crazy athletic.
HBK is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Now, don't get me wrong, some of the guys from those eras were just big, just monsters, but there are guys over the last 30 years that are just Bautista. Bautista was a freak.
Brock Lesnar.
Good. Brock decided to go get in an MMA ring and go.
Brock versus Overeem?
Yeah. Oh, the roid fest.
Oh, God.
Roid on roid crimes.
And what Brock did was just violent.
More free consultation coming up next. Get yours in. We might have a little space for you, 503-864-6326 or over on the YouTubes. But first, we'll give it over to Casey Smith with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, it's NBA Conference Championship week here as the San Antonio Spurs, they took Game 1 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Final in that one was 122-115 as Victor Wembanyama led the way for San Antonio. He finished with 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in the double overtime thriller for Game 1. Tonight at 5 p.m., we get the matchup in the Eastern Conference as the New York Knicks will host Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland comes into the contest on a short rest after their Game 7 matchup versus Detroit on Sunday, as the Knicks, they come into the contest as 7.5-point betting favorites. Your Portland Fire picked up their second win of the season, taking down the Connecticut Sun 83-82. Bridget Carlton and Sarah Ashley Barker both finishing with 18 points as they led the second half push for the Fire. And the NHL Final Four is officially set as the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime Monday night. Montreal will take on Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference. And over in the West, the Colorado Avalanche and the Las Vegas Knights will get things in action at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray.
Part 2 of free consultation here, as we always do on a Tuesday. After us, we'll turn it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2, the fan happy hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3, and then his prime time from 3 to 7 with Asachi and Sukanik. And after that, you get bonus coverage tonight. You get myself and Jake Zivin, Timbers fan. One of our last shows. We'll have one more before the World Cup break. We'll discuss the draw at Montreal, the loss at Inter Miami, some notes around the league, and probably wax poetically about Leo Messi, for that's always fun there. Closing arguments next to send you on your way.
A few people texting in on the YouTube have brought it up. Case, you might have seen him. I don't know if you've seen him, Harris. Power lifter named Anatoly.
I don't know anything about that world.
He does some skits now, but he pops into gyms, and he's got a mop that weighs 60 kilos.
A mop? Like
one of my favorite.
Like I
gym
clean with
clips.
this mop?
Yeah, so he's like a janitor. He's got a jumpsuit on, and he's not the biggest guy you've ever seen.
He's relatively lean.
He's got a
lifting.
small frame. Don't get me wrong, he's not tiny. He's taller, but he's built to this thing. But it's not mass. It's just his mass to strength ratio is crazy, and you'll see guys that are 6'4", 260, just built like trucks, and they're deadlifting 600 plus pounds, and they're struggling. He'll come over and his little oh, I need to mop here. Can I move this real quick? And he'll walk over and flip flops, pick up 600 pounds, walk it like it's nothing, and sit it down. And people will look at him and be like, oh, can you hold my mop for me? And they'll go to hold the mop, and it just goes boom, and it hits the ground, and people go to lift it. They got two hands on it.
It's like Thor's hammer.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. But he's not a middleweight. I think he's like a 200, maybe 185 or 205 pound power lifter, but he lifts crazy weight. And it's just you see a guy like that in the gym, and it's just, that's what I was talking about. You see those guys, and you're just like, how?
He weighs 175.
Yeah, 175. But, every inch of him is just, his strength ratio is just through the roof. This isn't Thor or Magnuson, the world's strongest man kind of deal, or Brian Shaw. Both those guys are 6'8", 400 pounds and built like you've never, like a literal mountain. You're like, oh, yeah, you can lift a semi-truck. That makes sense.
This isn't Eddie Hall.
No.
This is just a 175-pound dude with a 70-pound mop.
And
he's just disguised as a janitor?
Yes.
So he can work out?
No, he'll just go around people oh, can I clean near you? And he'll just pick up.
So he's trolling.
Oh, he's just trolling endlessly. And these guys, they'll tell him nah, don't try to move that. It's too big for you.
Big dudes will go, no, it's too heavy. He goes, oh, this? And then he just start repping it out.
And he moves it effortlessly while these guys are struggling to get 1 and 2. And these guys are all massive.
Yeah, he's doing people's
PRs.
2-rep PRs.
Yeah, and he's just picking it up and moving it like he's moving a baby from one side to the other.
So then you start thinking, dude, this janitor, working a janitor gig at the gym might be better than owning a gym membership.
You're just what is this dude? And he is strong. It's crazy to watch.
Free consultation. If your partner has given you a hall pass and you can use it, do you? Or is it a trap? Also, opposite point. If they take advantage of your hall pass on them, can you hold the guilt over them? We talk about hall passes all the time.
Yeah, no, I want no part of that.
Yeah, how many people actually follow through on the hall pass?
Just be single, dude.
I think so too.
Just be single.
That's what I always say, man. If
was it Anna Kendrick? She was on one of those daytime shows. I think it was her.
But don't you disparage Anna Kendrick.
No.
Easy Rod.
No.
Easy Rod.
Somebody in the crowd was the wife said to her, they were asking questions.
I did see this.
And it's you're my husband's hall pass. And it started this whole conversation. She was like, how did you get to how did I have this back and forth? How many times are you going to have that discussion and actually run into that person? But she had a ton of fun with it. It was hilarious. It was just she took what could have been the most awkward thing imaginable, and she had a ton of fun with it.
It's definitely a trap.
Oh, yes, 100%.
It's definitely a trap.
It's if,
It's also...
Your lady asks you, oh, have you been to this restaurant before? And you realize it's with your ex, and you're just oh,
It's also you might be able to talk yourself into excusing your end of it, but if you can't talk yourself into excusing the other person's end of it, which I don't know if I can ever live with, you could try to live with the guilt of adultery of yourself, but trying to live with that knowing someone else has is really rough. It's happened to me before from the other side. and I will never forgive that person. It's really difficult.
Yeah, no, I want no part of that discussion, argument, nothing.
But that's what I always say to Casey's point, like for professional athletes, the NBA, like you guys are sleeping around all the time. Why don't you just be single? Like it literally worked for Derek Jeter for 20 years. Was the captain of the freaking Yankees, winning titles.
Mr. Gift Basket.
The gift basket. Well, everybody knew. Everybody knew Jessica Biel. We all knew the names.
They did entire segments on sports, again, pundits, where they just went through the lineup.
Dude, they've done an actual
They've
lineup.
done the graphic.
Of here's your
They made the
catcher,
graphic.
here's your first, second, third short pitcher, outfielders. And they had extras to spare. They had a bench.
Yeah.
And it's 15 of the most beautiful women that have ever lived.
And no one ever gave him grief about it.
No.
You know why? Because he
was
wasn't in a
single.
relationship.
Respect.
Look at Leo. Sure, he dates young women, but he's not cheating on anybody.
He just gets a new
stays
25-year-old
single.
every time.
Just upgrades or backtracks, whichever way you want to put it.
Weird. So weird. I want no part of it.
I know. I think Casey nailed it. It's just be single.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I ever get to the point where, the wife ain't working out, then I'd rather just walk away than live some sort of lie. It's not in my world. Not in my world. That is free consultation. We do it every single Tuesday at 12:15. We double it up if you guys want to double up. When we come back, closing arguments to settle on your way, and I've got some tweets to read to you from some of our local brethren in some information out of the Portland Trailblazers. So we'll finish up there next on 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
Way off. Spurs got numbers. Holmgren down behind the plate. 5 on 4. Wemby's going to pull a deep 3.
Oh my goodness! A logo shot!
28-footer. Ties it at 108. Timeout. Thunder.
Mike Tirico, Reggie Miller on the call. I think Jamal Crawford was on the call too, or was absently quiet on there as Wemby hits the dagger of a 3 that kind of really changed the course of this game. I love that Tirico said it was 28 feet because I think it was 32, but as Wemby leans forward, it's actually 28. I'm surprised he didn't just take 2 steps and dunk the B. This Easy Play brought to you by HomeZ. Use HomeZ's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call HomeZ. That's HOMZE, HomeZ.com.
We just finished our roof.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Coming up on the program tomorrow, we'll have Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals to react to. We could take a little peek at maybe
Any chance that lives up to anything?
Game 2. I know, those poor guys. There's no way they can deliver. The SEC taking some flack right now. There's a cool article in The Athletic about how they are not interested in 24, which is, we'll try to break that down tomorrow. Or an Oregon suing an ex-player for how much money? Yeah. And we'll probably try to sneak in some baseball stuff. And we will see if there's any more reaction from what I'm about to bring up right now. This is a very sensitive situation because there's a lot of people in here that I'm aware of their work, that you are friends with Danny, and a bunch of other aspects of the entire situation. But this statement made by Blazers President of Business Operations, Dwayne Hankins, told the Willamette Weekly, "Today, as part of our plans to position the organization for the future, we made the difficult decision to restructure several areas of the business. These changes impacted talented people who have helped shape the Trailblazers over many years. We are deeply grateful for their contributions, their leadership, and the care they showed every day for our team, our fans, and the Portland community. Our focus now is supporting those affected through the transition and positioning the organization for long-term success." It was kind of reported about an hour ago. Sean Highkin on it was told around 70 people were let go today in the Blazers playoffs on the business side. Know some of the names, but out of respect to them, I'll let them announce when and how they will, which, Sean's one of the best, and we kind of felt the same, but it was confirmed a little bit ago that Casey Holdall has been relieved of his duty as Blazer beat writer. It's a tricky situation.
Yep.
I know, especially for someone like you, Danny, and Sean and Casey as well. With how bad things have been at the beginning, I heard a really interesting statement from Isaac Rappas. He was talking yesterday that really kind of resonated to me, whether you agree or disagree. If you are Tom Dundon and it feels like all this negative stuff is coming out on you, heads were going to roll. And hopefully, I don't know the best way to say this, if there are people that did not deserve this, then that really, really stinks. But that's the tricky part about those kind of situations in which I understand being frustrated and a new owner coming in and shaking the tree real hard and scaring you out of the bejeez of losing your job. You got to kind of be careful. And I think that's a good lesson for myself, for anybody else in your job, to be mindful that we're lucky to have the jobs we have.
Oh, sure. But there's also the other side of this where if you've got an owner who doesn't treat people a certain way, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how successful you are, Dolan's despised up and down.
We still talk about Charles Oakley.
Yes.
We still talk about Charles Oakley. I wish he was at the game tonight.
The Mavs got Cooper Flagg, and they're in a good position. They got Masai Ujiri, and they brought in Mike Schmitz. The Adelson family, all the things they want to accomplish in Dallas and legalizing gambling and building casinos will literally never happen because of the Luka Doncic trade. Like, the Buss family was cheap as hell. They
didn't have any money.
Like, be like, well, they still went there. I'm like, it's the L.A. Yes. Like, There are ramifications for actions. Again, I am not sitting here as anti-Tom Dundon. If he goes out there and wins and gets things done, great. His optics are ass.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, and he can sit here and say, I don't care about the optics. I don't care about the optics. In this city, you're going to end up caring. I get what he's doing in the sense of like trying to put his stamp on things. There's certainly things that I disagree with, and there are friends of mine that have just let go, and that irritates me, and I feel god-awful for him. Like, I don't like that. I want people to be able to leave on their own terms. But his optics are bad.
They are. And that was kind of the point that I was trying to make yesterday in this conversation of some of the remarks he had made on the podcast with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul was if this team does get Giannis and is a 3 seed and hell pushes San Antonio to 7 games and somehow beats them and goes to the Western Conference Final, does all this stuff go away?
No, the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. What do we still talk about with Dolan?
Well, You and I do, but I don't know if everybody else
Knicks
on
fans,
TV do.
Knicks fans do.
Do they?
Oh, God,
do
yes.
Do the Perkins and the Stephen A. Smith still
yes,
talk
they
about
do.
Dolan? Okay.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
I can't get on. I can't watch a lot of those guys, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, because let's say that the Knicks lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, you know what they're going to do? They're going to beat that team up, and if they don't go get something done, they're doing it wrong. And it's because, and the reason they're not able to go get somebody is because of ownership, because of the general manager, because they've done these things, they haven't done these things. Yes, that stuff matters.
Yeah.
It matters, man.
Good luck to those that were laid off over there.
Yeah,
sure. That's a difficult situation as far as Casey Holdall goes. I wish you the best of luck, amigo.
And we're not breaking any of that news. Casey put it out there for everybody.
He put it out there. We didn't want to touch it.
That's what I'm going to do with literally everybody I know.
I've enjoyed Casey's stuff. I don't know what the next future holds for him.
Case has a massive impact on Blazers fandom. This is the guy who started Blazers Edge. For those that don't know, Casey started Blazers Edge. That's where he came from. And then he spent almost 2 decades with the Trailblazers. From basically the pre-Brandon Roy era on. Casey has been there for you.
Some news and notes around sports right now. Rashee Rice, he tested positive for marijuana, so he's going to jail for 30 days.
Yeah, the old parole.
Dude. They tell you what not to do.
It's an IQ test.
It really is.
That's what it is. It's an IQ test.
It really is. More importantly, we have Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What if they do put on a show tonight? What if Mitchell and Brunson each have 40?
Donovan going back to his home and playing in MSG.
Now, the chances of them playing the best basketball game I've seen in the last 10 years like I watched last night are probably low.
The juice is there in MSG.
But it is MSG. Spike's going to be there. Shamalama Ding
all the
Dong's going
stars
to
are
be
going to
there.
be out.
Ben Stiller
going to be there.
They're going to do all the pomp and
there.
circumstance, and I just hope it's a good game.
I hope so, too.
You're probably not getting a double overtime thriller where a guy goes for 40 and 20, but, you know.
But if Jalen Brunson has 40 and Donovan Mitchell has 40.
Fun little battle.
And Cat goes 7 of 9 from downtown and hits a banger at the end. You got Mike Breen on the call tonight.
Does James Harden get booed out of the arena tonight?
That'd be awesome. I would watch that.
They're going to celebrate him.
They introduced James Harden. They're booing everybody on the cast.
Harden's just bricking. And
James
MVP
Harden.
chance.
It's just everybody's screaming off their faces.
Oh, I love it.
MVP. The MVP would be a good chant.
Yeah. James Harden at the line.
MVP would be a good chant.
He's 2 of 13 from the field. Just start chanting MVP. Or LVP.
I don't think you can chant LVP because technically he would be your most valuable player.
No, LVP for the Cavs, though.
But the most valuable for the Knicks. What's worse, the most valuable for the other team or the least valuable for your team?
I love it when he plays. If I'm on the other team. Yeah, bring him back in. No. Hey, Mike, bring him back in. We want to see him.
Who is it that he doesn't like guarding him? We'll take them off the court.
Yeah.
Bring him back in.
Yeah. It's when the meme, the gif of LeBron when Kawhi checks in. You remember that with the Spurs the Heat series when he looks back to the table and he sees Kawhi checking in, he just goes, "Damn," because he knew young Kawhi was already a problem.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's got to happen now when you see Wemby check back in. You're like, damn.
Bridges will be Donovan duty tonight, right? Bridges will be Mitchell duty.
Probably. Yeah, just because of your like pick and roll actions. But
do they put Brunson on?
They'll put him on one of the stationary shooters.
On Harden?
No, they'll put him. No.
You don't think Josh Hart will take over on Donovan?
They'll between the three of them and OG, they'll take turns on Donovan. They'll stick Brunson on Dean Wade.
Oh, okay.
They'll hide
All right. And Mobley on Cat?
Yeah.
Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. That'll do it for us. We'll catch you tomorrow. See if there's any more breaking news out of the Blazers and that situation over there. Tune into the Fan for the rest of the day, as I'm sure the guys after us will cover that as well. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.